step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Good morning, Deep. I don't know why I was on a Friday. Before I've even said a word, great breath. A sigh comes out because it is a Friday. We've made it through the week.
We did.
Yes,
Good morning.
it's a Friday. How are you guys doing? My name is Graham Richards.
And I'm Zoe Brown. You know what? I'm going to answer that. I feel like we're doing good because it's Friday.
It is.
It's Friday.
It
and you know what we do
Friday.
on Fridays on your Feel Good Breakfast Show? We take a virtual tour of the world and guess our next destination. Our destination for today is Switzerland.
I look a little bit like I could be in a mountain right now. Just stepped out of a mountain.
I mean,
Have a
it is
look
land
at
of a
that.
beautiful, land of the beautiful snow-capped mountains of the Swiss Alps, and also very interestingly, home to people with the highest life expectancy in the world.
Yeah, it's also really expensive there. So I wonder if there's a correlation between the two. Very economically viable as a country, but we're going to learn everything from the most desired kind of travel destinations, those hidden gems. We're going to be chatting to some amazing Expresso viewers from the other side of the world today to give us the scoop and exploring their cuisine and meeting some really amazing people along the way. A Swiss-inspired musician as well. He is going to take us away to that fairy tale land that is Switzerland. Really looking forward to that.
Well, I'm very excited to find out about the Swiss cuisine. So as you hop on board the Swiss Express, let's say good morning to Jamie and Carl.
A very good morning.
Morning.
I feel like it's been very good morning, South Africa.
No, you must not do this.
You. It's not. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday. We have a couple of songs option that we can do. I know it's a grey hoodie type of day, as you can see, but we have a couple of options. We either got Friday then.
Yes.
It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's Friday then. By Donkey Wood. We have a social media question for you, so if you have some time, please let us know exactly this one thing Jamie's about to tell you.
It's a tough question, though. So would you rather have a lifetime supply of chocolate or a lifetime supply of cheese? We are asking you, Mzansi, but I'm going to put this question to you, Mr. Kalwaisti. What would you choose?
Cheese.
Really?
I'm very cheesy anyway.
Yeah.
So, and there's so many varieties of cheese. So I'm going to gooi cheese. You? Chocolate.
So here's the thing. If cauliflower can become a pizza, I'm not going to choose anything, because what if they can make cheese from chocolate or chocolate from cheese, and then I can have the best of both worlds? So I'm not answering that answer, but you are going to answer that on our Good Morning post.
Can I have your chocolate?
No, this is mine.
Okay, fine. You have your chocolate thing. You go answer that.
Thank you so much, guys. Suddenly I am thirsty. But let's start our news headlines here first. In South Africa, the acting minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, says the cabinet has decided to lift the suspension of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. A first batch of 1 million J&J shots being produced at an Aspen Pharmacare Holdings Limited plant in the Eastern Cape is expected to be delivered on Monday. Western Cape Premier Alan Winde, meanwhile, has called on the public to start to register for the COVID-19 vaccine on their online platforms. Winde said the second phase of vaccinations would be administered from May the 17th. And South Africa has imported 24 Cuban engineers to transfer skills and knowledge around water and sanitation. Water and Sanitation Minister Lindiwe Sisulu says this is because Cuban engineers have certain specialities that South African engineers do not. Sisulu did not elaborate on what those specialities were. She said Cuba had faced similar challenges as South Africa relating to water and sanitation and had managed to overcome them. She said the Cubans had a partnership with South Africa based on fraternal relations as opposed to a contractual and financial relationship. On the international front, the World Health Organization, or the WHO, has called on African countries not to destroy expired vaccines. This after Malawi and South Sudan had destroyed more than 70,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The WHO says countries should wait a little longer. The African Center for Disease Control has established from the manufacturer that the vaccine can still be used for some 6 months. The WHO says it's difficult to determine the vaccine's effectiveness for a period after the the expiry date, but that countries should not be in a hurry. Then on that note, India has recorded the highest one-day tally of new COVID-19 cases anywhere in the world and its highest number of deaths over a 24-hour period. It has close on 16 million confirmed cases, second only to the US. The country is struggling with a second wave, raising more fears about its overwhelmed healthcare system. Hospitals in major cities are filled to capacity and a number of people have died while waiting for oxygen. Meanwhile, some countries are bringing in stricter rules affecting travel to and from India. Now, next, an incredible dog rescue dog effort, which might sound a bit strange, but we head to the East Rand for this one. Jessie, a 6-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier, otherwise known as a Staffy, has received an Animal Hero Award from the SPCA in the East Rand town of Boksburg for her heroic efforts in saving her 13-year-old companion Chucky, a toy pom, from drowning. So a video of Jessie's incredible 34-minute rescue feat has gone viral. Jessie also received a fabulous hamper filled with goodies and treats, well deserved, and Chucky was handed a Pamper Day voucher from Boksburg, their doggy parlor, and it was a near drowning incident with a happy ending, thankfully, for Byron and Melissa Thanarayan of Boksburg. Upon returning home recently, the couple couldn't fathom why Chucky was wet. When they checked their home security camera footage, they were stunned to see that Chucky had fallen into their pool, but Jessie had immediately charged to the edge of the pool and after 34 minutes eventually managed to pull the falling and flailing toy pom out of the water using his teeth. Byron said in the 5 years that they've lived in the house, they had never encountered such a situation. And of course, Jessie is presently loving the new status of the moment. An incredible story there. That's where we leave our news headlines for now. Let's get into the sport. Let's start with a little rugby. Defending champions Marties, they recorded a 31-24 victory over UP Tuks at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in round 4 of the Varsity Cup Challenge yesterday. Simon Miller was named player that rocks for the Maroon Machine, who won their 3rd match of the brand new season. Now the round 4 results, UCT's Ikeys, they remain unbeaten, thrashing Shimla's 59-5 to go to the top of the log. CUT edged out Wits 19-11. UJ registered their first win after seeing off the Madibas 33-22. And NWU, they beat UWC 28-15 at the Tuks Stadium as well. And the Varsity Cup will continue on Monday and Tuesday with all the round 5 fixtures. Then on to cricket. What an innings. An unbeaten 101 by Devdutt Padikkal guided the Royal Challengers Bangalore to an emphatic 10-wicket victory over the Rajasthan Royals at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium in the Indian Premier League. Padikkal's 101 runs came from just 52 deliveries and included 11 fours and 4 sixes. That while RCB captain Virat Kohli, who was the opening partner, contributed an impressive 72 from just 47 balls. The pair posting the highest opening partnership for the franchise, in fact. In the IPL today, it's the Punjab Kings taking on the defending champions, the Mumbai Indians, and that's at 4 p.m. And then all 16 Premier Soccer League teams will be in action this weekend, starting today when Maritzburg United, they'll be hosting Baroka FC at the Harry Gwala Stadium at 5 p.m. All eyes will be on Loftus Versfeld when reigning PSL champions Mamelodi Sundowns take on Kaizer Chiefs. A glamour affair. The Brazilians and the Amakosi, they've come up against each other in some intriguing fixtures over the years, but most recently Sundowns thrashing Gavin Hunt's men 3-0 at the FNB Stadium. That match between Sundowns and Chiefs will kick off at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And staying with football, Leicester City scoring 3 goals in the first half to seal a 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion at the King Power Stadium. That was in their English Premier League fixture last night. Jamie Vardy back on the score sheet, scoring 1 and assisting in another. And Johnny Evans and Kelechi Iheanacho, who's been a star this season, added 2 more to confirm the win for the Foxes. The Premier League action will continue this evening when Arsenal welcome Everton to the Emirates at 9 p.m. An intriguing fixture there. Then tomorrow, reigning champions Liverpool, they face the Geordie Army in Newcastle. West Ham host Chelsea in another brilliant fixture. Then on Sunday, Leeds United take on Manchester United in the English Classico at 3 p.m. and with just 6 rounds left, every game and every point is vital, and we'll delve into that in our weekend sports review. Also looking at some of the Swiss sporting connections, so stick around for that. Right now, let's get into the weather.
Thank you, Graham. And we're wrapping up the week by, of course, showing off some of your sunrise photos. So starting us off this morning is Gary Orkamp from East London, who shared this breathtaking silhouetted photo showing the mist sitting above the ocean. Now, if you are in East London today, expect a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. Michelle Bessick shared this golden image of the sun rising over the ocean in her area too. And a big thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your sunrise views with us this week. And we can't wait to see for a fresh week of some beautiful images that you send through. So if you would like to be featured during our weather update, this really is a simple procedure. Just head on over to the Expresso Facebook page and share your photo and location with us. And while we love interacting with our local viewers, we also have to give a shout out to our international viewers that tune in via the Africa channel and YouTube too. Now this morning we give a brief update on the weather forecast for Geneva and Switzerland. It is the second most populous city in Switzerland, a financial center and a worldwide center for diplomacy due to the presence of numerous international organizations, including the headquarters of many agencies of the United Nations and the Red Cross. If you are in Geneva today, you can expect a mostly sunny and pleasant day ahead, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. And just a quick news update for you. When day zero loomed for Cape Townians a year or two ago, many admirably responded by reusing grey water to irrigate their gardens. But, say researchers of Stellenbosch University, while grey water keeps some plants alive, the reused laundry water doesn't benefit the soil in which they are planted. The same chemicals in washing detergent that strip dirt and grime from clothing also strips beneficial humus from the soil. This is the message from soil scientist Dr. Elsa Hardy, who led the study. The findings stem from the MSc study of one of the co-authors, Ms. Nkumisa Madubela, who last year received an award for the best junior research paper presented at the annual Congress of the Soil Science Society of SA. So for the sake of the soil in which your plants have to grow and thrive, think twice before deciding to reuse laundry grey water in your garden. Well, that's where we leave your international news and local news. Let's quickly look at your temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, expect a partly cloudy Conde, a low of 10, a high of 24. Mbombela 13, 25. Pretoria 9, reaching a high of 23. Johannesburg 9 with a high of 21. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng 8, 27. Klerksdorp 9, reaching a high of 26. Kimberley 9, 27. Bloemfontein 5 with a high of 25. Some thunder showers can be expected in Richards Bay today, a high of 22. Pietermaritzburg 9, reaching a high of 20. Thunder showers in Durban with a high of 22. Mthatha a low of 9 and a high of 22. East London 15, 23. Sunny in Cradock today, 7 with a high of 29. If you're in Gqeberha, 14 is your low, 23 your high. George 12, reaching a high of 24. Cape Town 12 with a high of 20. Sunny conditions in Worcester 9, reaching a high of 32. It's sunny in Sutherland 6 with a high of 25. And Uppington a low of 13 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. That's where we leave your weather for now. Another update coming your way at 7 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Zoe Brown. Yes, it is Friday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And of course, it is International Friday because we are going to be exploring the beauty of Switzerland today. Very interesting to see just all the beauty surrounding it.
Absolutely. And remember, on social media, it is the lifetime supply of cheese or chocolate. A tough one today. But if you are looking for entertainment, we have it right here because you know what? You may know Mr. Miyagi and Daniel's son, but introducing somebody by the name of JP's son, who'll be entertaining you a little bit later. Look at him, very good-looking person, and he'll be entertaining you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show at your Expresso and S3.
Now, for our curious and enthusiastic globe trotters, we now head over to Switzerland to talk to Sandra Klaus, who's a Switzerland travel expert and, in fact, the owner of Zurich Tours and City Tours, rather, and co-founder of Virtual City Tours. And she'll be telling us about how to make a potential trip to this country worthwhile. Sandra, very good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for connecting with us so bright and early in our respective lands. There is so much to talk about now, looking at an amazing country. Let's start with Switzerland being the birthplace of the Red Cross, the largest humanitarian network in the world. How does that add to the country's heritage, tie into something that I would imagine you're very proud of?
Yes, for centuries, as you said, Switzerland has offered asylum to religiously and politically persecuted people. This is the foundation of the country's humanitarian tradition. It grants asylum to victims of persecution, and almost 40% of the permanent resident population has a migration background. So we're quite a melting pot in Switzerland, which is nice.
And the world needs that right now. We know that there is obviously the United Nations office in Geneva. That must be spectacular in itself. And again, that reinforces how globally connected you are.
Yes, I think, in my opinion, it's very spectacular to have the second headquarters of the UN in Switzerland, in Geneva. The building complex, which is called Palais des Nations, so this means the Palace of the Nations, can be visited in Geneva in a tour, in a guided tour. And I think this is certainly worthwhile a visit and a very imposing institution for sure.
I'm told that the cities have their own very distinctive charms. Can you tell us a bit more about city life there?
Yes, you know, many cities of Switzerland, they have grown historically. Some of them are thousands of years old, and they still have intact, complete old towns, because Switzerland was never destroyed by the wars. This is certainly one reason for its charm. The other is that Switzerland is a small country. We have only 8.5 million and 41 square meters. Nevertheless, there is an enormous density and variety of culture offerings, and pretty much everything is in walking distance.
I mean, looking at a lot of the pictures, it looks like something out of a fairy tale. It looks beautiful. Now, obviously, one part of the natural beauty of this area, the Swiss Alps, obviously a lot of celebrities brat about it on social media. Just how phenomenal is that? What makes them so breathtaking and obviously such a popular choice for A-listers in particular?
So the uncultivated landscape and also the peaceful atmosphere is certainly unique up in the mountains. And once you have stood proudly on a mountain peak, it is certainly an unforgettable feeling, a deep feeling of freedom too. And by the way, hiking is the most popular sports and leisure activity in Switzerland. More than the half of the Swiss resident population hikes regularly.
Well, I think there is a tie that binds us, because we obviously have our own mountains, slightly different, no snow on top, but something that we are very much connected to. It's part of our DNA here as well. You mentioned obviously the prevalence of hiking and the unbelievable nature there, the stunning lakes, the picturesque views of these amazing mountains. What are some of the best natural scenery kind of spots that Switzerland has to offer? Where can you find those best experiences?
I think for sure the region of Jungfrau Joch in the Bernese Alps, where you see the eternal ice, where you can touch it even, and where you have 4,000-meter high mountains just in front of your nose. This is extremely impressive and one of the most breathtaking sceneries of Switzerland, even for Swiss. But of course there are more. Many which are not so famous as Jungfrau Joch, as for example the Tessin. This is a part in the south of Switzerland. There you find wild original valleys where the time has stood still a bit. And I can also recommend the area around the Three Lakes in the west of the country, an area with a lot of history, beautiful idyllic villages, and wine too, which is important. And a really good spot.
I've picked up two things because wine is also important to us here down in the Cape. So I think that connects us as well. And also that we'll probably have to come and stay for about 2 months to be able to touch on everything that you've excited us about today. Absolutely beautiful. Clearly, I'm talking to the right person. Sandra, please stay with us. We're going to continue our chat in just a moment. And I suggest you guys at home do the same. More travel talk coming up to inspire you.
Oh, well, Switzerland is definitely on my bucket list to travel to. And speaking of Switzerland, singer and songwriter JP Sun joins us this morning to, discuss his musical journey and how traveling across Europe for 10 years has defined his musical style. Now, through his lyrics, he shares the essence of life that drives him around the world and the lessons that he learned while traveling. And here to tell us all about his Swiss experience is JP Sun. Good morning.
Morning. Very happy to be here with you guys as well.
Total international, and it's so good to have you here. But here's the thing, is that you started your music vibe here in South Africa, and then you decided to venture off to the world and share your talent with the rest of the world. You went to Europe straight after finishing school. Why on earth did you do that, number one? But how did you then decide that that would be the right path for your music?
Wow. Well, I never thought it would be the path for my music in the beginning. I just had, I actually wanted to stay in Cape Town, live by the ocean, study marketing, and my brother was like, I went on this trip to Europe, to Switzerland, and I stayed there for 1 year, and it was the most amazing experience of my life. You need to do it. And I was like, I'm in an orange. I'm like, no, I want to stay by the beach, and I want to surf in Cape Town, a little sunshine. And then after a few nights and speaking to him, I was like, you know what? Let's just go for 1 year. Let's give it a try and see what happens. And then I can always come back into a degree afterwards. And then parents bought me a one-way ticket, and that 1 year turned into 2 years, into 3 years. And
you were
next
never
minute,
back.
doors were opening left, right, and center. And I had to think about it 13 years later.
Wow.
13 years later, I'm doing music in exactly what I feel that I was meant to be doing there, but it never was, music was never the idea to go to Europe for music.
wow.
I was actually just going there for a year just to get a life experience. My brother calls it the University of Life. So I went for that, and then 13 years later, I'm happy.
Found your passion.
Yeah, exactly. Find my passion, yeah.
That is the best kind of university.
Yeah.
Do you have any connections to Switzerland?
100%. Yeah, my dad is Swiss. So my mom's South African. I was born in Cape Town. My dad comes from a place called Baden in Switzerland. So that was definitely the route which seemed most obvious. Swiss roots, go discover where you come from on the other side of things. And that's where I went, straight to Zurich, and 3 years, 4 years, and now I'm living in Berlin, actually. But
Oh, nice. Well,
but
here's
that's
the
another
thing.
story.
I've spent so much time listening to your music ahead of this morning because, we've all been so excited to have you here. And the genre is specifically so unique and different. It can be, I think, referred to as fresh folk.
Yes.
Let's talk about this genre. Why this genre?
Fresh folk. Well, it's interesting because that's definitely influenced by where my upbringing. So, West Coast, South Africa, Bloberg, cold waters, surfing, going for weekend surf trips with friends, listening to uplifting music, uplifting folk, some reggae music. And the best way that I can describe it is like if you go into the Atlantic Ocean on a very hot day and the water's really cold, and all of a sudden when you first go into the water, your body doesn't know how to react. You go into this little bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Your mind's like, oh no, it's too cold, too cold. But when you get out of the water, all of a sudden, you feel alive again. You feel like you have more energy than you had before. Like it just restart.
Keeps giving.
And I like to compare that to music as well, because I feel that I really truly believe that music can do the same. So when you listen to a genre that can give you energy, that fresh start, music that can just give you that extra power for the day, that's what I would like to do with music. And I want to create music that gives people positive energy. So fresh folk coming from the fresh Atlantic Ocean to Europe, if that makes any sense. But
South African
Makes
boy.
complete sense. Now, I know you mentioned the roots for Switzerland comes from your dad's side of the family, but what was it like for you living there? I mean, I know you only planned for a year, and then it ended up being close to 13 years, and even though you mentioned you're in Germany right now, but what was that time period in Switzerland like for you?
Definitely a university of life. It was their life experience. I learned a lot of valuable lessons, things that are priceless, the people that I met, the mentalities over there. So cultural differences from South Africa going to Switzerland and seeing roots there, how people react. good thing that I learned is that you always need to be on time. So, like, there's no such thing as
That's their
now, and
thing,
just now
right?
in Switzerland.
They're strict about that. But you've done so well there. 1.5 million streams on Spotify. You've performed at over 150 shows. You've had 3 EPs. You've really been on a mission. Now you've got Wolves at War, which is a brand new one. Tell us about this direction that you're moving into now.
That was definitely from the lockdown period. I learned a lot about instead of taking a negative situation and going, oh man, I can't tour, my whole tours got cancelled. I decided to use the time and learn how to produce my own music, how to record my music, set up a home studio. So this is the first EP that I'm hands-on, and everything is there together with musicians that I've met on my travels all over the world. So I sent drums got recorded in Sri Lanka, horn sections in Canada, there were sections in South Africa, in Vienna, classical sections. All got, during this lockdown period, musicians from all over the world in their home studios were recording music together and then got sent back to South Africa, which was mixed and, let's just say, the final production from award-winning producer here in South Africa. He's a legend, Dane Taylor. Worked with acts like Matthew Mohan, my favorite acts. So I'm very, very proud of this record, and I feel that it definitely has a story to tell and a lot of positive energy to give, and that's all I want to give, is just good vibes through music. So
The power of music to be able to unite us even during a pandemic. Love it.
exactly.
Well, JP Son, we can't wait to hear you perform, and of course, you know, he is going to be hanging out with us this morning, making a name for himself all over the world, and he's also going to be giving us a little bit of a taste of his music. He will be bringing us 3 fresh folk performances, so you do not want to miss out on anything coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Only you can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You are live on Expresso, and it is a Friday. Time to get inspired by sport and kind of increase our sporting knowledge, certainly from Carl and my perspective. So known as the Mecca, understandably, for winter sports since the 19th century, Switzerland has hosted numerous winter sporting events, even the Winter Olympic Games, and other sports like soccer, tennis, big in the country. Tennis for a reason, because 20-time Grand Slam winner Roger Federer, the Fed Express, hails from the Swiss Confederation, does have a South African mother.
Of course.
Find that in.
Connected.
He became a national hero, understandably, there. And as we celebrate Swiss culture on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning, we thought we'd take a quick look at some of the biggest sports in the country before we dive into all of the cricketing action coming up this weekend and some of the IPL, because I need to be brought back up to speed. So we're going to go through all of that. But Switzerland's an interesting place, man.
It is indeed. I mean, obviously, Roger Federer dominates most of the hype with regard to Switzerland, but there are some other
He's
facets
the
to
GOAT.
it.
He is the GOAT. I don't know if you're a Djokovic fan out there. I always feel bad for Djokovic because he plays so good, but as soon as he plays against Federer, everyone's like, I know Federer.
Yeah.
And we love him, and he does have a South African mother. I'm going to say that again.
That's right.
Just
It's connected. It's important.
Just saying.
But as you know, like Switzerland is a great playground for the rich and famous, and it's officially called the Swiss Confederation. It's known for its beautiful mountains and, of course, snow. So you do understand that the winter sports are going to come through quite thick and fast. So this is actually developed in the 19th century, and there's the World Ski Championships there, as well as the Winter Olympics, which really takes center stage when it comes to the Swiss sports vibe, which is all good.
Yeah, man, you can understand that. And of course, they love their footy, and their national team is in fact called the Naughty or Natty. I want to say naughty because it sounds South African, but
yes, that sounds a bit naughty, Chana. Don't be so
What's
naughty.
naughty?
So be nice.
And they are a member of FIFA, and they've also hosted the 1954 World Cup. Believe it or not, they did that in coordination with Austria. And of course, it's no surprise that FIFA's headquarters are located in Zurich. So not only the UN, but FIFA. Everyone is hosting there, and they hosted Euro 2008 alongside Austria as well. They love hockey, they love basketball, motorsport, rugby, tennis, sailing, because they've got a lot of water there, as I've heard in my previous discussion, almost a lake near every town. And then, of course, tennis is of massive focus, not just because of Roger Federer, but we've got Martina Hingis, Stanislas Wawrinka.
Talent.
Two massive stars coming out of the country.
And then, of course, Roger Federer. I mean, we have to just mention the GOAT over and over again because he's the highlight. I don't know how he's not the president. I mean, that just makes sense. Though.
Well, do you want to know why? Because he's won 103 ATP singles titles, including 20 Grand Slam singles titles. That's the most ever, and now tied with Rafa Nadal, of course. 28 ATP Masters, 1,000 titles, and a record 6 ATP title finals. Not bad, Fed.
Yeah, he's okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, he's doing well. All right.
We love him, man. Okay, so the South Africans are shining at the moment. I was joking about the fact that our best players care more about money than they do about the national team, as we've seen through the Pakistani tour of South Africa recently. But no, I jest because it's really awesome. I love the fact that South Africans shine there. And we know that Chris Morris is, in fact, the highest paid, most bankable star in the IPL this year because he can bat and he can bowl, and that's awesome. But all of the South Africans are shining. But let's look at some of the fixtures coming up this weekend and some of the stars that have proven their worth. And it's what we've got to love about the IPL. It's the best of the best. So yesterday, Devdutt Padikkal, and I've never really known about him before, but this is what you dig about the IPL. It's a development league for Indian cricket. That's why it was set up. So yes, it's got international players, but it's how they build these players. 101 runs from 54 deliveries. Insane.
When I saw that, I didn't even understand what had happened there, because as you mentioned, you always expect this from a very experienced player.
Well known,
but I love the fact that these guys are penetrating and coming through. And also the Royal Challengers Bangalore at the moment, they just feel like you're not really going to beat him this season. And we actually mentioned it in our IPL preview as well, that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Virat Kohli is one of my favourite cricketers, and he helped him. Brilliant opening stand. I think the highest that the franchise has ever had yesterday. So that is awesome. And the Royal Challengers Bangalore, they'll be up against the Chennai Kings on Sunday. Other stars that have stepped up: Johnny Bairstow from the UK, 63 to help the Sunrisers Hyderabad finally get off the mark, get their first win of the tournament. And he certainly put his hand up there. But I think undoubtedly my star of the tournament, and I know Faf du Plessis had a brilliant knock the other night, 95 runs, and he's so close to getting his century. He was the man of the match in that. But Shikhar Dhawan for the Delhi Capitals, absolute superstar. I think he's got 2 centuries in the tournament already. Him and Stephen Smith, they helped the Delhi Capitals get to a 6-wicket victory over the defending champions, the Mumbai Indians. And of course, we will see the Delhi Capitals up against the whipping boys of the tournament, the Sunrisers Hyderabad, on Sunday as well. But it all gets going today with the Punjab Kings up against those defending champions, the Mumbai Indians, at 4 o'clock today. So stay tuned.
Indeed, stick around. Football is coming up, and another weekend sports review, so stick around.
Football.
Oh, well, listen, the Swiss theme is continuing on your Feel Good Breakfast show. I'm feeling so inspired, and I think we all are so ready to be able to travel one day again. But for now, we're doing it all virtually, and learning about other cultures and then their way of life can also expand our own worldview and help us understand other people. Now, we are today loving Fridays and our international travel bug that we get bitten with. Now, this morning, we are also continuing our explorations of Switzerland with Swiss South African Cheyenne Rusi, who joins us in studio this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've got a whole theme going on today, as you've noticed.
No, I can see. I'm so glad that people are starting to more find out about Switzerland and about this Swiss people also in Cape Town, because that's one thing I've seen is that a lot of people don't know that we really exist here. So.
Well, you do exist, because you're not just a fiction, you right there in our face. Something I didn't know is that the country is actually so small. You could actually travel from one side side of the country to the other in a matter of hours, which is amazing. It's so beautiful as well. But what has been some of the highlights for you when you have visited?
So I think one of my favorite places is Gruyere. So, you know, like the cheese, this Gruyere cheese. So the town where it originated from, there's a castle there, a very ancient castle, and that's been my absolute favorite place to visit because it has the best double whipped cream in the world. Oh my gosh. So that's absolutely just one of my favorite places. I go there every single time. That and with meringue, oh, it's to die for.
Why are Swiss people always so skinny, but they've got like the best cheeses and like double cream and like all the rich food.
Yeah.
Now, looking at that map, I mean, we can see that Switzerland is a landlocked country. It's got France in the west, and it's got the north is Germany, as well as the east it's got Austria, and then Italy in the south. Now, how would you say, I mean, spending some time in Switzerland has, you know, the being surrounded by so many different cultures and contrasting cultures around itself, has that had any influence on Switzerland?
No, it definitely has. One thing you can see, Switzerland's made up of different cantons, so it's almost similar to the States. It's like, you know, republic. It becomes way more diverse, you know, and you embrace way more cultures because, you know, it's similar, a little bit similar to South Africa. So it's got 4, you know, official languages. It's got Romansh, which is the lesser Italian, French, and Swiss German. So you embrace way more cultures from like France and Germany, Austria, and Italy, and it's just absolutely amazing, you know, this combination of people that is known as the Swiss. Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people want to ask you, like, how exactly are you Swiss? So your dad is half...
No, my dad's full Swiss born and bred. Yeah.
So that makes you half Swiss. Where exactly are they from?
So my daddy's from Bern, which is the capital of Switzerland, so that's in the Swiss-German part, but it's closer towards also the south side, which is the French-speaking. But yeah, he's Swiss born and bred, and my mother's South African, and I was born here in Cape Town, South Africa. Yeah.
Do you find a lot of...
I was going to ask the same question.
Yeah, you're going to ask, do you find a lot of cultural differences between the two?
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh. You know, one thing that's a huge difference is time there in Switzerland. So because the country is so small, you know, traveling, you know, half an hour or whatever, or 20 minutes is normal here. For them, it's like, you know, traveling halfway across the country, it's just out of the question. And you have to be on time. If you're at all 1 minute late, they will crucify you. Like, I'm not joking. So the normal 5 minutes late, cannot happen.
So they're saying that I'm coming now doesn't exist.
No, it does not exist. You're going to be there now. No, you're going to be there 5 minutes earlier. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And are there any similarities?
I think the one thing is the Swiss definitely love their chocolate, so that's the one thing, you know. There's a lot of Swiss people, you know, love South Africans. They love here. It's just way more. They love the freedoms of, you know, South Africans, and yeah, it's just...
Interesting. Now, something I didn't know is that in Cape Town there's a Swiss club.
Yeah.
Please tell me a little bit more, because I feel like it's like a hidden gem. Is it open to anyone, or do you have to have some Swiss blood in you?
So you don't have to have Swiss blood all in all. You just need to at least know some Swiss person. I'm the secretary of the committee there, and we have multiple events. We've got the Swiss National Day, we have like raclette, fondue, we have events on Easter, Christmas, Oktoberfest as well. We just completely drink, you know. We currently just lost our venue in Greenpoint, but now we've moved all the way to Stellenbosch. We have own private land there, and it's just absolutely amazing. There's so many festivities, and it's just open to everyone to enjoy Swiss culture, Swiss food, and just the people in general, yeah.
But that means now that we know you, we can come, right?
No, anytime. You're welcome anytime, yeah.
One of my best friends from Varsity, she's half Swiss. So when you mentioned the raclette fondue, it was my favorite to experience. It's this amazing cheese that you literally, correct me if I'm wrong, but we grilled it like and it becomes all gooey, and you serve it over potatoes.
Yes, it's amazing. And then you also get like a little stove on top, so you can cook like bacon if you want, sausages, you can do veg if you don't eat meat, you know, it's amazing.
There, it's on the screen right now.
You guys do know that it's like 20 to 7 in the morning, and you're making me hungry, craving this right now.
Listen, you will never ever have anything better than that.
No,
I really enjoyed
it's really the best. Best food on this earth, yeah.
Oh, well, Cheyenne, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing a little bit about your journey and the beauty that Switzerland has to offer. And we're happy that you are here in South Africa and also part of the Swiss Club. So is it possible for people to just come and join and reach out if they've got an interest in Switzerland?
Definitely. I think it's way more open to the public. We're still, you know, a club, so it's still try to Swiss affiliated. But if you're at any ties, even if you're just from Europe or German, Austrian, we used to be part of the Austrians, then definitely come and join. You know, we trying to get more Swiss people and Swiss affiliated. So yeah.
There we go. Well, that is Cheyenne on your Feel Good Breakfast show, sharing a little bit about her journey and Switzerland.
You can make my day. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Now you can see how excited I am. We are traveling back all the way to Switzerland this morning and connecting with Sandra Klaus, who is a Switzerland travel expert, owner of Zurich City Tours and co-founder of Virtual City Tours. And she has already given us a wealth of information about some of the best spots for tourists to check out, and it seems locals to enjoy as well. Sandra, thank you so much. Welcome back. This is something that I've got to ask you about because this fact blew me away. The highest life expectancy in the world. What's the secret? What's the magical recipe? Is the fountain of youth found within the Alps? How are you guys getting that right?
Yeah, I have to disappoint you. There is no secret recipe for this. The high life expectancy is probably more due to the fact that we have one of the best healthcare systems. So together with Germany, Switzerland ranks second and third after Japan. So this must be the reason.
And when you look at the quality of life, obviously you have the highest nominal wealth per adult as well, clearly doing okay. What makes Switzerland such an economically thriving nation? What feeds into that?
Yeah, I think the answers lie in the past, in the history here too. Life in Switzerland was not always so comfortable as today. For a long time it was considered a poor country. Yet the 20th century was quite peaceful for Switzerland, and the country was not affected by the major wars. After the war, Switzerland was able to enter the world market with its intact production facilities, and peace was also an important condition for the spectacular upswing in wealth management in the 20th century. So the country was seen by many as a safe haven. In short, the political and economical stability of Switzerland is and was really crucial. And I would say also the excellent educational offer, and thus the well-trained professionals certainly help as well.
Yeah, I think that's certainly being held up as a guiding light for us, that education is key, especially in the context of a developing nation. So now, all of that being said, how costly would it be to plan a worthwhile, and I stress a worthwhile, trip to your beautiful country? I'm sure any trip there is going to leave you wanting more, but how much are we going to have to spend to make sure we get the best of Switzerland?
Yeah, I think I can tell you here an amount. This is very difficult to say because it really depends on your ideas, the duration, and your demand. And it's true that Switzerland is one of the most expensive countries in the world, but I think it's also possible to have a cheap vacation here too. For example, with camping or with hostels, or even with a home exchange. Maybe you find a Swiss who wants to travel to Cape Town and offers you his apartment for exchange.
Yep, and we'll leave a few bottles of wine just waiting there as part of the trade. I like that. Finally, I'm going to wrap up and ask you, when is the best time to visit and experience the very best of Switzerland?
Yeah, I would say maybe in our spring, so now April, May, June, and then again in our autumn, September, October. Mostly the summertime, so July, August is here a little bit too hot. Only in the mountains you find some fresh air. And if you like skiing, of course, then it would be December, January, February.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Again, I reiterate, clearly we have spoken to the right person. I'm in love, and I would imagine a lot of people out there are really putting this on their bucket list. Thank you so much for sharing your amazing country with us this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and greetings to Cape Town.
I think you need to get out here and raise a toast as well. I think we'd love to host you, but an amazing opportunity, I think, to see how the other half live. An incredible country that has got so much going for it. What a place for a refreshing break if you ever needed one. Switzerland, I think, is well known for so many hidden gems to be explored, so many well-known, amazing attractions, and knowledgeable tour guides like Sandra are the right people to go to. So I suggest you connect with one and you get there.
Oh, we are loving it so much, taking in all of that Switzerland goodness. Of course, Switzerland is a country known for many things. Its beautiful landscapes are one thing, yes. The architecture, second thing, yes. And of course, chocolate is one of those things on the list. But what many people don't know is that the national dish is actually one that is enjoyed worldwide. It's the humble potato rosti. That's what we're making this morning. We've stepped up the traditional recipe. We've added two more Swiss legends. It's the Emmental cheese and the Landjager sauce for an international flavor explosion. You're going to love it when you see it and when you taste it even more. We're talking all things Swiss, and of course this is one not to miss. Jenny Morris is here taking us on an adventure. Oh, what's happening there?
I'm the queen. I'm hiding.
I'm wondering, like Michael Jackson's actually called me this morning. He's looking for his glove.
I was going to do a moonwalk for you. Now, what I'm doing, sweetheart,
fantastic.
is we're doing a rosti. I've already got one going in the pan.
Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy, look at me. You don't want to break it because nothing holds this potato together. Why are you standing so far away from me?
How does it then stay together?
Because the starch. But it's look at all of this water.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm wearing the glove.
Okay.
I want to just to take out as much water as possible, and this just has a beautiful bit of seasoning with some, what do you call the stuff? Salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Very, very simple. And the Landjager.
Is it called Landjager?
Yeah, say Landjager.
Landjager.
Can you yodel? I could help you. I could help you.
Please help me. Please, maybe let's not do that just yet. It's a bit too early. It's cold outside, as you know, as well.
Absolutely.
Well, we're making that rosti going there. Is this the Landjager, which is what their version of the sausage?
The sausage. And I mean, I had beautiful sausages in Switzerland. Loved it, loved it. Went for my honeymoon in Switzerland, actually.
Wow.
Kidnapped a cat in Interlaken.
You kidnapped the cat?
Me did.
And you didn't get arrested?
No, my husband almost divorced me.
Jenny, the stories you tell, I really honestly don't know how you are not incarcerated somewhere in the world, honestly.
Now, I want you to feed me. I feed you all the time.
Okay.
So I want a little piece of Landjager.
Okay.
because it's once and in fact people are going to say, where can I get the Swiss sausage? You get from German delicatessens. There are more German delis than there are Swiss, and there is that influence, you know. Cut it
And I suppose
smaller.
that makes sense because it really has made the culinary sort of
Absolutely.
explosion has taken over the world, right?
It has, and chocolate. Oh gosh, memories
What
of
would we be
chocolate.
without Swiss chocolate?
Hot chocolate. I can remember going up into the mountains to the Jungfrau Joch.
Oh, yeah?
And drinking the most delicious, thick hot chocolate. You almost walk on it. And you know that cheese, raclette.
What is raclette?
It's lovely. It's stinky cheese. But it's delicious.
Because it's matured.
And gorgeous, and you
Yeah.
cook it, and it's lovely in fondues, Swiss fondues. And what I loved was, because thank you, darling, like the Swiss love their potatoes.
Oh,
as you know.
really?
Yes. They
Is that a
even,
staple over there?
well, they eat a lot of it. And what I loved was, there was a dish they did with potato and macaroni.
What a combination.
And the most unbelievable combination. I have a combination here too, because I'm going to
And that is what it looks like when it's all done. So you've got the rosti going in there.
Yes.
I see there's some cheese melting in there. There's nothing better than
Absolutely.
watching cheese get its magic on.
Absolutely.
And then our landjager is going
Yes.
on just to top it all off and seal the deal.
Cut a small piece of that and eat it, and then try the cooked one, which is lovely, because what we do is once our rostis are cooked, we sandwich them together with this beautiful Emmentaler cheese. The Gruyere cheese is amazing as well. Cream. Oh my goodness, I promise you.
It's rich, eh?
It's delicious.
Oh.
You're supposed to go on honeymoon and lose weight. I came back like 10 kilos. It was the wrong place.
If you went on honeymoon and come back with a bit of weight on, did you even have fun? Let's be
Darling,
honest.
I
Did
had
you
fun.
really even
My
enjoy
mouth
yourself?
loved me. I had so much cheese.
This looks so good. Grabbing a
Isn't that
knife
gorgeous?
and a fork.
Yeah, I've looked
Over here.
after you. I'm looking after
And then I'm
you.
going to tell you
Yeah.
what this is like.
The important thing when you're cooking this rosti is not to be impatient,
Okay?
because you want that potato. Look at this beautiful crusty exterior. So just give it a chance. And you don't have to go to Switzerland to eat rosti. I love this for breakfast with a lovely poached egg. Do you love it? Mm-hmm. Is your mouth happy? Have you tried the cheese? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just delicious.
It's so good. And every element in here brings the richness through. I absolutely love it. Well, listen, if you want the recipe, we've made this super easy for you. Go on our site, expressoshow.com. A list of all the ingredients you're going to need is listed and placed over there. And I promise you, this one is going to be a crowd pleaser of note. Jenny, you're a rock star. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much,
Love
darling.
your work. Put it here. Put it here. Okay, you're going to help me yodel now? The yodel?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll
Yodel. Yodel.
Welcome back. Time to talk a little bit of local footy and international football. South Africa's top flight football competition. The PSL will resume with a full house of fixtures, some mouth-watering games this weekend, including a clash between the reigning champions Mamelodi Sundowns and last season's runners-up Kaizer Chiefs, who are languishing in 11th on the log right now. Promises to be an epic clash at Loftus, and there'll also be a few mouth-watering matchups in the English Premier League. Only 6 rounds left. It is going down to the wire, but let's start with the PSL.
Yes, are you ready?
It's awesome.
We had to. All right, so starting off, I think we should just focus on Mamelodi Sundowns, Kaizer Chiefs.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of interesting. So Black Leopards, we know, languishing at the bottom of the log. They've had a torrid season. They're up against the SuperSport United that lost recently. So I think SuperSport will be out for revenge. So I pity Black Leopards this weekend. Stellenbosch also fighting for their life against Punya Sele. They'll be up against Bloem Celtic. Benny McCarthy's AmaZulu, second on the climbing the table. Unbelievable performance from his team since he's taken over. They're up against TS Galaxy. Then you got Cape Town City, who are riding high after beating Chiefs this weekend, up against TTM. Swallows, Orlando Pirates, magical fixture. But let's talk Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. So you've got a Chiefs that are probably having their worst season in the last kind of 10 years at the moment. They're coming off a loss now up against the log leaders. But I want to focus on Sundowns for the rest of this league. They've got, okay, yes, they're out in front, but their noses are just out in front. I think they've got a 4-point gap at the top of the table. For the rest of the season, they've still got to face Chiefs again. They've got to face AmaZulu. They've got to face SuperSport, and they've got to face Orlando Pirates. It's theirs to lose now and not win. And I just have this feeling, dude, that an AmaZulu or a dark horse might take this league.
I actually believe that Benny is not going to let it down. I think he knows that coming from, you come from a Cape Town city, and then you move over to AmaZulu, and you want to prove yourself, and you want to make sure that
after what happened to him at Cape Town City.
That's the thing, and he's got a lot to prove. I mean, on social media, as vocal as he is, he's a very confident person. He's a tactician as well. You get a player that he played under Jose Mourinho and that sort of thing. I mean, you can actually see those things. Win whatever it takes, and I love the fact that he's got that type of ethos, and I believe, and you're correct, I feel like AmaZulu is going to take it and benefit from everybody else dropping the ball. Yeah,
I just have this feeling. But all of that being said, and I'm sorry to the Amakosi this weekend, I have a feeling that the favours, and I'm sure most of the bookies out there will be favouring Mamelodi Sundowns. And then to round us off, you've got Chippa United up against Golden Arrows, who've also had a phenomenal season, as proven by the scalp that they got in their last game. So PSL looking magical. Let's move to the English Premier League, where it's now ultimately all about, we know City have got it wrapped up and they're looking amazing, although they have had a little kind of blip here and there, and Leeds United providing that of all teams. It's all about Champions League now. It's all about Europa League spots. And a big one to kick us off tonight, as they both chase, well, in Everton's case, a possible UEFA Champions League spot in the top, and Arsenal, who have had a difficult season, undoubtedly. And Miguel Arteta seems to get it right, and then they battle, and he seems to get it right, and they battle. How do you see this one playing out here?
Well, if I look at the fact that I think Arsenal's inconsistency is a direct result of them having these players, the depth in the squad. I feel like depth was never really part of the brief with regard to how many fixtures they'll play a week. Yeah. Sometimes it's 3 a week.
And this season has been cruel.
And it's been that type of thing. So I just believe that Arteta, I still believe that he's fantastic. I do believe. I think that he might, before, let's just say, earning his stripes truly in the Premier League, you're going to maybe see him actually move to Spain, back to Spain, to go back in and maybe come back in.
That he hasn't been kicked out as yet, but obviously there was a goal to rebuild, and luckily he had that mantle of rebuild around him for this entire time. When you look at what's happened to, say, for instance, Jose Mourinho with Spurs, not even given half a chance. Now you've got Ryan Mason, the youngest manager in Premier League history, I think, younger than 3 of the players on the pitch when Spurs took on Southampton, and obviously you got the first win. Yeah, which is great. He's the interim manager, we must put it out. So Arsenal Everton tonight, an exciting one at 9 o'clock. Then another interesting one for me, because Liverpool, obviously, you can look at, I think, probably about 25 different back combinations throughout the season.
My word.
And you talk about depth. They lost Van Dijk. ultimately, yes, they've had a lot of other injuries that have crept in and out, but ultimately, removing Van Dijk this season has seen them falter and lose their crown, essentially. Now, they're
okay, I'm going to go with Liverpool. I have to do this because I just think that they have suffered enough. I believe that they want to finish strong. Jurgen has been very vocal about his allegiance to the club. I think he's going to be really, really pushing forward. I know that they've been dodgy at the back for good reason. The Kabak Phillips thing is not working out, I know. But I believe that if they're attacking game, if they just push and push, they'll beat.
You can see he's neutral and I'm not.
Yeah, no, I can tell. I want to be as neutral as possible, okay? When they have a good weekend, I'm going to.
But I think both West Ham and Chelsea have a point to prove, which is great.
Indeed.
Thomas Tuchel, absolutely amazing there, and Chelsea doing well on all platforms. So I think that's going to be an interesting one. And then we rounded off on Sunday, a really interesting one because Leeds, the Whites, have the scalp of Manchester City. They are an unbelievable side. I think held Liverpool to a 1-1 draw. It's going to be a tough one, but I have a feeling Man United probably will edge them out. They've proven that they can come back from a goal down. In fact, they've been the comeback kings this entire season. So I think they've proven their mettle. Again, amazing fixtures. Unfortunately, Spurs isn't playing, but hey, we got the win this week.
Thank you, team. Time for us to take a look at those news headlines just after 7 o'clock here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. The South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, SAPRA, has launched an app to make reporting side effects which patients experience when taking medication and vaccines much, much easier, including COVID-19 vaccines. The Med Safety app aims to simplify reporting suspected adverse drug reactions, including those experienced after immunization. Now, the app, available free for both the public and health practitioners on iOS and Android operating systems, will help SAPRA improve its data collecting capabilities. Meanwhile, staying here in South Africa, the acting minister in the presidency, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, says that the cabinet has decided to lift the suspension of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. A first batch of 1 million J&J shots being produced at the Aspen Pharmacare Holdings Limited plant in the Eastern Cape is expected to be delivered on Monday. Western Cape Premier Alan Winde, meanwhile, has called on the public to register for the COVID-19 vaccine on online platforms. And Winde says that, of course, the second phase of vaccinations would be administered from the 17th of May. In international news, the Indonesian Navy is racing against time to find and save the 53 crew members on board the missing KRI Nagala 402 submarine, as the vessel only has enough oxygen to last them until tomorrow. Indonesian officials said that the submarine was only equipped with 72 hours of oxygen. Over 36 hours have elapsed since the submarine disappeared in the waves of Bali's coast at 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. It was participating in a torpedo drill along the Bali Strait, a 60-kilometer long stretch of water between the islands of Java and Bali. And the World Health Organization has called on African countries not to destroy expired vaccines. This after Malawi and South Sudan had destroyed more than 70,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. The World Health Organization says countries should wait a little longer. The African Center for Disease Control has established from the manufacturer that the vaccine can still be used for some 6 months. And the World Health Organization says it's difficult to determine the vaccine's effectiveness for a period after the expiry date, but that countries should not be in a hurry to destroy them. And now some news from the world of entertainment. Movie lovers across the country have much more than just a casual interest in this Sunday night's Academy Awards ceremony, better known as the Oscars, because the South African documentary My Octopus Teacher has been nominated for an Oscar in the Best Documentary Feature category. And what revs interest and excitement up quite a few more notches is the fact that the documentary, directed by Pippa Ulrich and James Reed, at this stage has its nose in front of the race for an Oscar, as it has already bagged a British BAFTA Film Award for Best Documentary. Without sounding too pro-South African, one can proudly state that, of course, it's a beautiful piece of cinematography. Take a look at that, and everyone agrees. Focusing on the unique friendship filmmaker Craig Foster developed with a wee wild octopus while diving in a kelp forest off the Cape Coast near Simonstown. And of course, this is a very special little octopus that has already opened hearts across the globe to the natural world and the great African sea forests. Tremendous news too is that as of right now, as we speak, predictions are that the South African documentary is going to win it, with stiff opposition expected from Time and the Mole Agent. Thumbs up for those guys over there. That's where we leave it for now. I'll be back again in just over an hour with another update. Here's Graham with sports.
Thanks so much, Teresa. Let's start with rugby. Defending champions Marties. They recorded a 31-24 victory over UP Tuks at Loftus Versfeld in round 4 of the Varsity Cup yesterday. Simon Miller was named player that rocks for the Maroon Machine, won now their 3rd match of the brand new season. Then in our other round 4 results, UCT Ikeys, they remain unbeaten after thrashing Shimlas 59-5. That took them to the top of the table. CUT just edged out Wits 19-11 in a thriller there. Then UJ registered their first win of the season so far, seeing off Madiba's 33-22. Then NWU beat UWC 28-15 at the Tuks Stadium. And the Varsity Cup action will continue on Monday and Tuesday with all of the round 5 fixtures. So lots on the go. Then back to cricket, an unbeaten and incredible 101 by Devdutt Padikkal recorded or guided the Royal Challengers Bangalore to an emphatic 10-wicket victory of the Rajasthan Royals. That was at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium in the Indian Premier League yesterday. Padikkal's 101 came from just 52 deliveries, and he smashed 11 fours and 4 sixes in the process. And RCB captain Virat Kohli, who was his opening partner, also contributed with an impressive 72 from just 47. In fact, the pair posting the highest opening partnership for the franchise. Then in the IPL today, it's the Punjab Kings taking on the defending champions, the Mumbai Indians, and that one kicks off at 4 p.m. Then all 16 Premier Soccer League teams will be in action this weekend, starting today when Maritzburg United, they'll host Baroka FC. That's at the Harry Gwala Stadium at 5 p.m. But all eyes will be on Loftus Versfeld when reigning PSL champions Mamelodi Sundowns, currently log leaders, take on a must be seen as a wounded beast in Kaizer Chiefs. The Brazilians and the Amakosi, they've come up against each other in some pretty intriguing fixtures over the years. Most recently, Sundowns thrashing Gavin Hunt's men 3-0 at the F&B Stadium. That match between Sundowns and Chiefs will kick off at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And staying with the beautiful game, Leicester City, they scored 3 impressive goals in the first half to seal a 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion at the King Power Stadium in their English Premier League tie last night. Jamie Vardy back on the score sheet with 1, and he assisted another. And Johnny Evans and a star this season, Kelechi Iheanacho, he added 2 more. They added 2 more together to confirm the win for the Foxes. Then that Premier League action will continue tonight with another intriguing fixture. Arsenal welcoming Everton to the Emirates at 9 p.m. Then tomorrow, reigning champions Liverpool, they'll face the Geordie Army in Newcastle United, and West Ham host Chelsea. Then on Sunday, Leeds United, they'll take on Manchester United in the English Classico, and that one's at 3 p.m. So plenty of sporting action to sink your teeth into. But right now, let's get the latest on the weather front.
Thank you, Graham. And we kick off your 7 a.m. update with some more stunning sunrise images. Ratachang Penilova shared this image of the sun peeking through the cloudy sky over the ocean in her area. Last but not least, one of our regular contributors, Ntokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg, shared this beautiful blue skyline filled with clouds scattered across it. Now, if you are in Johannesburg today, expect a maximum of 21 degrees Celsius and times of sun and thunder showers. A big thank you to all of you that have shared your sunrise views with us this week. We can't wait for a fresh week to feature more of your pictures. And if you would like to be featured during our weather update, it's really simple. Just head on over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us. And while we love interacting with our local viewers, we also have to give a shout out to our international viewers that are tuned in via the Africa channel and YouTube. Now, this morning, we give a brief update on the weather forecast for Zermatt, which lies at the foot of Switzerland's highest peaks. The town is famed as the mountaineering and ski resort of the Swiss Alps. Summertime is very pleasant in Zermatt with mild days and cool nights, while winter is cold and snowy with highs around freezing and annual snowfall averaging 325 centimeters. Today, your minimum will be -8 and it will reach a maximum of 4 degrees Celsius. Well, let's quickly look at some international news. U.S. President Joe Biden has told a major summit that, I quote, "We are in a decisive decade for tackling climate change." Now, the U.S. has pledged to cut carbon emissions by 50 to 52% below 2005 levels by the year 2030. This new target, which was unveiled at a virtual summit of 40 global leaders, essentially doubles their previous promise. But the leaders of India and China, two of the world's largest emitters, made no new commitments. Biden said we must try to keep the Earth's temperature to an increase of 1.5 degrees Celsius. The world beyond 1.5 degrees means more frequent and intense fires, floods, droughts, heat waves, and hurricanes, tearing through communities, ripping away lives and livelihoods. He said there was a moral and economic imperative to immediately act on climate change. He added that America, and I quote, isn't waiting. We are resolving to take action. Well, that's where I leave your news for now. Let's quickly look at those temperatures. If you're in Polokwane, expect a low of 10, a high of 24. Mpumbela, 13, reaching a high of 25. Pretoria, partly cloudy, a low of 9, a high of 23. Johannesburg, 9, reaching a high of 21. Partly cloudy in Mahikeng, 8, with a high of 27. Klerksdorp, 9, reaching a high of 26. Partly cloudy conditions for Kimberley today, 9, with a high of 27. Bloemfontein, 5, reaching a high of 25. Thunder showers in Richards Bay with a high of 22 for today, as well as in Pietermaritzburg, a low of 9 with a high of 20. Thunder showers in Durban, 15 with a high of 22. Mthatha, 9, reaching a high of 22. East London, 15, 23. Sunny conditions in Cradock, 7 with a high of 29. Gqeberha, 14, reaching a high of 23. George, 12 with a high of 24. If you're in Cape Town today, partly cloudy conditions with a low of 12, a high of 20. Worcester, 9, reaching a high of 32. Sunny in Sutherland with a low of 6, a high of 25. And Uppington, a low of 13 and a high of 31 degrees Celsius. This is where I leave your 7 o'clock weather. We'll have a final update for you at 8 o'clock.
Thanks so much for weathering the social media storm that I brought you, because I asked you about a very, very difficult thing, and that is if you were to choose between a lifetime supply of chocolate or a lifetime supply of cheese, what would it be? I'm sorry in advance.
I can't believe you made South Africa choose between these two.
I know, but it's actually, it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait to see some of your comments. It took a few of those.
Yes, we'll say, we'll start off with Minnie Benke. She says, for sure, cheese, love it, can be used in so many ways. Shanae Allenby says, good morning, Expresso. Even though I'm lactose intolerant, I'll say a lifetime of chocolate.
Well, I mean, it's a good one, though. And then Zalda, yes, hard choice, sorry. But going with cheese over there. And then Leslie Alicia Brits, definitely a hard choice. But cheese it is. And then Cabello, cheese for me, please. I feel like cheese is winning the battle today.
I think that's just, we need to refresh it, because the chocolate people is at the bottom, they added their comments along.
Oh, really? No, I think cheese is winning this battle, but we're going to find out throughout the course of the show. Please go and comment over there, and trust me, more Swiss vibes for you right here on Expresso and S3.
Chocolate.
Here's to you, Mzansi. Get 50% off the attorney bond registration fee plus 5,000 Rand cashback on your approved home loan. Dial *120 *001 *123 hash to find out how much you qualify for.
Welcome back. Now, we are obviously loving Switzerland today. That's where we are taking our virtual tour. And if you've ever been to Switzerland, you will know that dressing in layers is one of the most important things to keep in mind when packing. And they also consider black and darker colored fabrics more stylish and classy. I dig that. And a cleaner look is preferred. So what I love about fashion is that it is universal, and we can take ideas from different countries, different cultures, and certainly absorb them layer them, excuse the pun, into our own. Azza Yakiso, menswear buyer from Woolworths, is here to take us through newness in local fashion with a bit of a Swiss flair. But he's so good to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning bright and early, and in the flesh, because that doesn't often happen, that you dress the bottom half of your body. On Zoom, we dress the
It's always the case. I could be anything underneath.
Exactly, your boxes, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think we've noticed a lot in our personal fashion choices, but also it's permeated into how people are buying now and dressing. How has this last year plus changed the way that we are dressing, man?
So basically, Graham, with the current global pandemic, it's pretty much forced people to relook and reevaluate and rethink our day-to-day lives. And as such, this has also had a significant impact on the fashion industry, because now comfort has become a key factor for consumers on a global scale. So what's happened with the current lockdown is that it has forced people to look into more comfort wear, and on a global scale there's been a big drive looking into knit fabrics, and as a retailer, a trend-conscious retailer, we've also included items in our current winter range that speak to that element of comfort. So for instance, as what you're touching right now, one of our newest additions to our range is the knit shirt, which can always be worn up or down, or better say,
you could wear this with a pair of tracksuit pants if you wanted to, man.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
Exactly. So on top of that as well, we've also introduced our unstructured knit fabric blazer, which can easily be finished off with a pair of knitted denims, which are made from lightweight stretch fabric, which allows for greater movement and ease.
It's comfortable, man.
Yeah.
Love that.
So to pretty much answer your question, the mindset globally has changed from your traditional woven fabrics to your more comfort-orientated garments. And yeah, that's pretty much what's happening in the
And
past
thanks
years.
to Trevor Noah, hoodies are in, dude.
Amen. Yeah,
hoodies
I can tell you.
are in. So we've noticed it's getting a little bit cooler at the moment. Everyone else is wearing a hoodie on the show this morning.
Yeah,
Most
except
of our
you and
crew
I
are wearing
can,
hoodies. I get that. So what is the newness that we can expect now moving into a new season?
So nothing speaks to comfort and warmth more than a traditional fleece sweater. You can either have it in your basic crew neck, or even just top it up with a hoodie. Currently right now we have many colors available in store, starting from your basic, which is your black, your navy and your grey melange. You can easily finish off that set with a matching pair of fleece joggers. So if the hoodie is not enough, we also have you covered in the sense that we offer a lightweight yet warm, wind-resistant puffer jacket.
And some awesome colours. I know they say the Swiss like the more muted tones, but in South Africa we like a pop of colour.
Yeah, we like a pop of colour. So we do have these in a various range of colours. And then if the fleece joggers are not your thing, we do offer our fashion denims, rip and repaired, that come in two-leg shapes.
Cool, yeah.
You're slim and you're skinny, and also in a number of washes as well. So I know that a lot of guys are not really into the whole rip and repair aspect, so we do offer, for the more classic customer, a clean look. So this is our eco-wash denims. These are our most eco-friendly denims to date, currently in our range.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so it literally uses 95% less water, 79% less energy in the making of the garment. So, what we also do offer is our knitted range, which features our knitted joggers. Okay, so now if you're not more... sorry.
You're never going to leave the house, dude. If you have a pair of pants like that on, you're going to be so comfortable, you're never going to leave the house.
Literally. And then also as well, for the guy who's looking for a smart casual look, which still sticks to the whole global element of comfort. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have our knitted shirts that come in a smart and a smart casual option that can be easily teamed up with our unstructured knit blazer. So this is very comfortable, simple, elegant, but once again, very comfortable. Finish off that look with a pair of knit denims. Like I said, these are in lightweight fabric that is easy for movement. And then also for a lot of guys that do not like their denims, we still do offer our chinos in a number of fits, our regular, our slim, and our straight. And currently we have introduced our tapered chinos, which are roomier by the hip area and also have a drop crotch for ease of comfort and movement on a daily basis.
Because we chilling, man. We be
Yeah, it's
chilling
all
at
about
home,
that.
man. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So, buddy, I am going virtually to Switzerland today. Okay. So I feel like I've got like the nature side of Switzerland covered here. I could be walking out of a forest in this, but now I've got to go into the city and I need to dress this up a little bit. I need to layer up. What will you do to this look?
I can pretty much offer you one of our latest heavy winter coats, one of our best sellers. So take a look at this, wear it, tell me how it feels.
Oh, that's nice.
It does look good on you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and I say you will be ready for the Swiss winters, eh?
I can't see myself, but I imagine I look spectacular.
Trust me, you look good. You look good, man.
I love it. I love the fit.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you, with the guys that we've become very conscious of, is having a fitted look.
Yes, of course.
It's so important to me, especially when we're on air where you kind of get, expand a little bit. Anyway, absolutely love this. I get to keep this, eh?
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's all yours,
Thanks,
man. I bought it for you. Enjoy.
In this one, you're definitely choosing the cheese over the chocolate this morning. All these looks, all the latest in menswear fashion heading into the brand new season can be found in store, online, or on their truly amazing app. Go and get it.
Looking good, Graham. From comfort fashion to comfort food, the Swiss know how to do it best. So stay tuned for this next recipe.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, this morning we asked you on social media to choose between cheese or chocolate. I'm definitely choosing cheese, and cheese is woven into Switzerland's fabric, and Malakoff is one of those must-make recipes. It's simply a dough made of delicious cheese mixture that sits atop a disc of bread and fried to golden perfection, ultimately indulgent and absolutely yum. Chef Jenny Morris is in studio to help us make our own Malakoffs. I've never had this before.
Oh,
I like this.
Your mouth's going to love you. I
Get to try new
talking
things.
about that. You have to. Once. Just
At least
once.
once.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I'm going to literally, it is so easy. It's some flour and salt and beautiful cracked pepper, lots of cheese, because we're talking cheesy, we're talking Swiss.
Now, can we use any cheese? What do we...
Oh, yeah, you could use any cheese that you like, but I'm using Clover.
There we go. We are using our Clover. Is this our cheddar?
Yes.
There we go.
And then some garlic, just a little hint of garlic. There's some nice depth in here because you've got a bit of nutmeg, a little bit of paprika, and this is almost like a fondue.
Here we go.
If I'd taken the egg out, I could have just melted this and added a bit of cream because we have a little bit of wine.
Oh,
You know,
we're adding
the
some
Swiss-
wine so early
Oh,
to
yes.
the morning.
Well, sweetheart, I'm in other parts of the world. They call it grape juice.
Okay.
So what we want here, Zoe, is a lovely little paste that we're going to just stick in the middle. In fact, you could give me some of those rounds.
Okay.
Of bread. And thank you very much. So basically what we want to do is we've got this nicely together, and then we're going to just make a little ball and pop it into the center and then press it down.
There we go.
So we go like this. This is almost like a Swiss jaffle.
Oh, that's one way of looking at it. There we go.
So if you have a looky here, I'm going to really just press it. I'm wearing the glove because it's very wet.
There we go.
And it's easy, guys. You can make this it makes a beautiful breakfast. It makes a lovely braai around the fire, you know, lovely braai snack.
A little braaibroodjie.
A braaibroodjie. I'm going to cook one, but I'm going to give you from what I've already cooked because I was going to burn you. And I don't want to burn you because you're a good girl.
Thank you.
And then, but make sure.
Look at that. Oh, you need to make sure it's sealed because there's nothing worse putting that into the...
And it splits.
And then all your goo, like all of your filling goos
Comes
out.
ooey gooey. I love when you say goos out. You know, one of the most delicious things that I ate in Zurich was calf's liver.
Oh, yeah.
With the mushroom sauce and with the potato. In fact, I ate more radicchio in Switzerland than I even ate in Italy.
And like they just know how to do food well. I mean, this is an amazing recipe that you can try using Clover white cheddar, Gouda, and even feta. Apparently, Chef Jenny Morris says anything goes. And it's nothing but elite quality, elite taste, and elite texture with Clover cheese that will ensure that you get the very best results. So for how long would you put that into the
Do you know what? This was like a beautiful big. Oops.
Oh, there we go.
This is like a. This is for you, darling.
Thank you.
It's like a big crouton as well. So you want it to be gorgeous and golden.
Oh, and it's crunchy.
Look at that. And you don't want to cook it too quickly.
There we
and in
go.
fact, you know what? We could give it the Swiss, South African. We could put baboti with cheese inside there. You could put curried mince. You know what I'm saying?
It will be like
I'm going to steal a piece from you.
Go for it. I'm using
see
my
that?
hand. There we go. Let's taste it.
Honestly, this is like this is like a truffle fondue. Isn't that delicious?
That cheese is just oozing out. I get that hint of
Absolutely.
spices coming through. This is really good. How have I not known about this?
Darling, if you think that you're too old to learn something new, then I will call you a silly girl.
No.
Yeah.
Never too old
We
to learn
learn
anything.
every day. I love learning new things.
There we
now
go.
Just have a look at that. Isn't that golden perfection? Listen to the crunch on that.
I'll bring my microphone close. Yes. There we go.
I was going to say, bring my mouth close.
There we go. Well, we have this delicious recipe available for you. You can check it out on expressoshow.com. Chef Jenny Morris, I love what you did here. This is amazing. You still cooking more for us, yes?
Oh, well, we have a big crew and they love their mama. I think it's all cupboard love, but it doesn't matter. I love the boys.
Okay.
I'm going to feed.
Well, Jenny's going to hang out with us this morning. Of course, if you've missed any of the steps to make your own, here's a quick recap.
Made with love by Clover.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Our Fridays have become a bit of an exploration of our international cultures, and this Friday is no different as we head on over to Switzerland. Now, this morning we chat to Judith Leclerc, who lives in Switzerland. Good morning, Judith.
Good morning.
Did I pronounce your surname correctly?
Perfect.
Oh, wonderful. Now, I know Switzerland's very big. Where in Switzerland are you at the moment?
So I'm actually currently based in Geneva,
Okay.
But Geneva is the French side of Switzerland.
Oh, beautiful. You know what? Geneva's on my bucket list. One of my best friends grew up in Geneva and she's now here in Cape Town. But the question I want to know from you is, how did you come across Expresso?
Facebook. I am pretty active on Facebook because it's a good way to, keep in touch with and connected to people. And that's where I found Expresso live. So I listen to you guys in the morning.
Oh, that's amazing. And is there anything in particular that's a favorite of yours that we do on the show?
Yeah, so I think for me as a sports fanatic, because I'm a marathonian, I run marathons. So one of the things I like is the healthy lifestyle. So when you guys are doing exercises or doing some healthy foods, I love that. And then I also enjoy when you have a local, artists performing the dance and sing, because that's also one of my favorite things. Yeah.
And we do have some very talented South African musicians. Ooh. Judith, have you ever been to South Africa?
Well, I have a surprise for you, actually. I'm originally from Cape Town.
Okay.
And I left South Africa more than 20 years ago. So Geneva has become my adopted home.
Oh, beautiful. But you've got that South African roots in you, which is even more special. Now, there's something we always find that, especially when we connect with our international viewers, is the coronavirus pandemic. What was it like in Switzerland? I mean, I think sunshine and roses, and here and there some snow.
Yeah. Well, I think for us, it was the first thing, I think globally, it was just the uncertainty. And there was a lot of fear, people didn't know what, because things just changed from one day to the other. So that I think was the most difficult with the pandemic. And then as things roll out, I think people just adapted. So, yeah.
Isn't it just beautiful how people were able to adopt and be able to help one another? And I know that globally the vaccines are being rolled out and, we're all very grateful for that. But have you or anyone you know been vaccinated yet?
So basically in Switzerland, they've rolled it out in a way that they started with the frontline essential workers and then the elderlies and then people with underlying medical conditions. I have 2 friends that have had it, and I've actually spoken to them recently, and they are doing really well.
Well, that's good to hear, because we're also in the process of rolling it out. Our medical, those on the front line, especially the medical workers, they are getting their vaccinations first here in South Africa. Now, you mentioned that you are in Geneva, which is the Swiss-French side of Switzerland. Any other languages that you can speak?
So I speak English, French, Afrikaans. No, I'm joking. That's not Swiss.
Ek het nou amper vir jou getoet.
Excuse toch?
Ek het nou amper vir jou getoet.
Well, it's not a Swiss language, so we're not going to do it.
No, we don't have to.
No, so I don't speak any of the other languages because in Switzerland they have 3 official languages, which is the French, the Swiss German, and the Swiss Italian.
Now, I know that, we're all very hopeful that when travel opens up again, I'm pretty sure there are many people that would love to know, what some of the big tourist attractions are in Switzerland and what is so special around your area. So if you can sell Switzerland to us, especially Geneva, what would you say is a must-see for anyone that wishes to visit?
I think the first thing that would come up is the Lake of Geneva. I mean, it's beautiful. And you have what they call the jet d'eau, which is basically a water, how do they call that? It's like a water fountain, but it's coming out of the lake, and it's actually the icon of Geneva. We have beautiful gardens. There's the Jardin d'Anglais, the botanical gardens. The old town is just beautiful because we have a lot of old churches, cathedrals, and then there's the United Nations, because Geneva is the headquarters for the United Nations, which is where I work, and so that is a definite visit, a must to visit. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm definitely adding that to my personal list when coming to Switzerland. And I know you said you moved out of South Africa about 20 years ago or so. Is there anything you miss about Cape Town?
The people. The people and the food. There's just no such thing. I mean, I've traveled the world, but there's just the people, the sound of the accents, and then, of course, the food.
Do you come across many South Africans in Geneva?
Yes, I have, because also with the United Nations, we do tend to have access to most of the foreign missions here. So I do have contact with the South African mission in Geneva. But South Africans, they like to hide. I don't know why. I'm not like that. I like to be out there. I'm actually, everybody knows me. I am an ambassador for my country. I fly my flag really high. So wherever I go, I try to, be an ambassador for my country. I might not have the title of ambassador, but I consider myself as an ambassador for South Africa.
Well, you certainly are one in our eyes. Judith, thank you so much, and keep flying that South African flag high.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That is Judith coming to us live from Switzerland. A big thank you to her for taking the time to really chat to us and really give us an insight on what life and culture is like in Switzerland. Now, thank you for tuning in and starting your day with us as well. And you certainly will have to come and pay us a visit again the next time you are in South Africa.
Will do.
Ah, fantastic. Well, it's time now to open up to some entertainment here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's a Friday, and so we're setting the tone for the weekend. This man has traveled all over the world. He's bringing all of these flavors of music styles together to you at your house this morning. A Whole New Road explores a unique blend of two different recordings. One made in South Africa 8 years ago, and the second one recorded lost during lockdown from his home in Berlin, right? It's a fusion. And this track shows where JP San has of course, began his career and where he's at now. Take it away, JP.
Walking on the whole road, I see how much I've grown. Thoughts are straight in a whole new place. We walking on a whole new road now, trying to find where to go now. There's a door for you, there's a door for me. Walking on the whole new road now, digging on the seeds I've sown now. Won't let this go, let this go. 'Cause we all need to find our own way. Even if we feel afraid, and I can assure you we will meet again. I can assure you it will stay the same. Walking on a whole new road, I feel the pressure start to grow. Even though I know I will never let this dream go. We're walking on a whole new road now, trying to find where to go now. There's a door for you, there's a door for me. We're walking on a whole new road now, digging on the seeds I've sown now. Let this go, let this go. 'Cause we all need to find our own way. Even if we feel afraid, and I can assure you we will meet again. I can assure you it will stay the same. Walking on a whole new road.
Yes, yes. That is so beautiful, so soulful. And I see just, you know, how you just dig straight into that song and you give so much of yourself to it. Hopefully this inspires you if you're someone that's taking a whole new road in whatever direction you're going. Stick around because, of course, we're taking you on a trip to Switzerland. We've got so much more coming your way. Jason is back with a hit song called Dancing Away later on the show that you do not want to miss. We'll see you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Time for a legend, a man whose staple diet is popcorn. That's how much he loves movies. It's JP Sebastian giving you the latest and also the movies that you can find on SABC this weekend. And I can tell you this is going to be absolutely incredible because we've got some of my favorites in there thrown in. In fact, the first movie we're going to cover is going to be beautiful. But first and foremost, a catch-up on the last movies that you and I have watched.
What was the
Just
last
a
you
quick
saw?
The last one was Synchronic.
Okay, I need to know about this.
It is on a streaming
high
site.
concept enough?
Yes, it is.
Some mystery streaming site.
For me, it was terrible. So for you, obviously, you can watch it. I'm going to be very honest. I mean, you are super honest with your movie critiques. So I'm going to say don't watch it, but you can.
I will risk it. But we want to talk about another one.
Indeed, yes. I got burnt by that movie, and then we're going to talk about Burnt first, which makes sense. So tonight, 7:30, it's coming SABC 3. S3, it's got you covered. Burnt is a movie that I loved with all my heart.
Cool. So, like, Sale to me. I love Bradley Cooper enough. He's fantastic. So why would I want to watch Burn?
Okay, so what I like is that when you watch any movie about food, it's often just that happy, gleaming thing. But when you bring in Gordon Ramsay as an intensity consultant for any sort of movie role...
consultant.
That's exactly what it feels that way. That's what happens. So Gordon Ramsay was brought in. Bradley Cooper actually modeled his entire character on a young Gordon Ramsay coming up, Michelin star type of thing.
You're not even Michelin.
Yes, that's how in depth this movie is.
you got involved in Burnt.
I was involved, and I think that what I liked about the movie, there was just a nice sort of dark past type of thing. I mean, you know this movie construction; it's like a blueprint.
Well, I compared earlier to Whiplash, for example,
Yes.
that intense drumming movie. Like, because I haven't seen this one myself, but it looks really, really thrilling. I watched enough of the scenes, and you see the work come through. Because apparently, he also spent weeks in Gordon Ramsay's kitchen at the Gordon Ramsay restaurant.
Yes, he was.
Apparently,
getting shouted at, by the way.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a big owl on this movie. This is not family friendly for anyone.
Not at all. No.
It's not like F-bombs. So because it's about chefs, and I've worked in a restaurant, and it's one of the most violent experiences you'll have in your life. So let's tell you a bit about the story. Adam Jones is the character played by Bradley Cooper, who is a guy trying to climb back on the horse. Maybe they even cook that in France. We don't know because he's ruined.
They do actually.
They do.
horse d'ouvre.
What's the French word for it? Cheval. Cheval. Come on.
it.
Give me that all that you gave me.
That was another horse d'ouvres, hors d'oeuvres. There's a horse in the middle of that, in front, exactly. So, yeah.
Carl, you live on the throne of lies. Let me talk about this movie.
Adam Jones, yes.
Omar Sy, by the way, people might know from the other streaming service, the name of the show is Lupin.
Yeah, Lupin. Yeah, oui.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Sienna Miller's in it too. She was previously with Bradley Cooper in American Sniper, which was hogwash. But Bradley Cooper he's such a great actor because he takes these neurotic characters very often.
Yeah.
Silver Linings Playbook, Guy Living on the Edge. The little raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy was actually the most human character in that whole movie for me. And in this, he's a guy who's trying to get, like I said, back on the horse, back on the hors d'oeuvres. And he's, wants to help his restaurant reach 3 Michelin stars. He sabotages people to get them to work for him, so it's very cutthroat and whatever. But then you know about just how intense this movie is.
What I like about it, and I think this
will
is
it whet
why...
your appetite? Will it make you want to raid the fridge?
It's going to make you want to cook. That's what it did for me. But more importantly, it's going to give you a little understanding of the world of, culinary challenges and getting a Michelin star. So I think it's one of the movies where I think it's
This was a mouthful. Let's.
Yeah? It wasn't a mouthful.
No, we've been loving burnt, but
yes,
there's
we
more
have.
happening this
Yes, there
weekend.
is indeed. How about Pirates of the Caribbean? As we move on.
Which is the French pronunciation, isn't it?
I'm going to add that too. Sunday at 7:30 on S3.
Dead Man Shast, which is the second movie in the series Shame. This movie, the series was lots of fun. It was a joy, at least the first 3. Yeah. All directed by Gore Verbinski. I think he did the best job of these. And so Captain Jack Sparrow has escaped from the first movie, and Will and Jack are getting married. And the other characters introduced. Bob Osa, I think, is put on ice from number 1. And you had the dude with the tentacle beard, played by Bill Nighy.
Yes.
Was Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Your Oscar winning, by the way, for visual effects, because this movie still stands up today. Just incredible stuff. That every tentacle actually has a character of its own, apparently, and responds to characters.
It's a calamari spectacle.
I'm done with you. This whole segment is overcooked now. This is a turkey in a dark chicken. Anyway, no, Pirates of the Caribbean. Let your hair down, have it, Joel. I know you can't let your hair down, but do try. Dead Man's Chest is on SABC3 at 7:30 on Sunday.
Correct. And then, of course, tonight, just to remind you, Burnt, 7:30. So enjoy all the entertainment at S3 this weekend. More movies to come a little later. Fresher ones, I guarantee you. And no French accents.
Silliness. Absolute silliness.
I love it.
Don't let that detract from the fact that those are 3 amazing movies coming up right now. It could be your special day.
Happy birthday. Have a happy birthday. Happy birthday. A very happy birthday to you.
You must sing for us.
It's your birthday.
Happy birthday.
Not my birthday.
Hey.
Well, you know what? It is that time of the morning where we wish you, our beloved viewers, a happy birthday. So we're going to say a big happy birthday to Kabontle Olifant, Sizwe, Andrew Karbat, Nombuso, as well as Mihan Munin, and our graphics guru, Jane Ann's mom, Ria Wilson, celebrating her birthday. And here are some special messages sent through from your loved ones.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. To you. To you. To you. To you. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Andy. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to wish myself a happy birthday and all the people I share my birthday with. May God bless you.
Happy birthday to me and happy birthday to me.
I just want to send a massive happy birthday to my mom, Ria Wilson. Thank you for everything that you've done for me over the years, Mom. I really have so much respect for you for raising me largely as a single mother. I don't think I could have asked for a better example as to what hard work really looks like, resilience and a large amount of love. So thank you for everything you've done for me and sacrificed for me over the years. I love you endlessly.
Happy birthday to you.
How beautiful.
Jane, and she is an absolute sweetheart. She is so lovely. And I love the fact that she always comes to me and she's like, I know nothing about sports. Is this guy from Arsenal? She is amazing.
Or Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, no, she does the most phenomenal job for us. We love her, and we can add kudos to what her mother has done in her life. That's awesome.
Listen to this. We want to add something to your life as well. Remember, we're running a weekly competition where you could win yourself 500 Rand in cash.
The cheese, baby.
Honestly, pumping the cheese up for celebrating your birthday. And all you have to do is send in your birthday dance moves. Yes, and I know you've got those moves. Send them to us on WhatsApp 071-6406-551 to enter. And the best dance moves will win. T's and C's, they can be found on our website, expressoshow.com. Get dancing,
Get
Yella.
cheese, man.
Dance.
Oh no, we're not doing this by ourselves. We're going to invite all of you guys in right now. What is a Friday without some Friday dance? Oh yes, you heard it here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Myself and Carl Wace is already standing by. But of course, we're going to invite the rest of the team to dance it out with us on this Friday.
Muscle in my butt getting up on the couch.
Whatever.
I'm telling you.
You got to do this.
Carl was saying that earlier. He's like, oh, my ankle is
But it's my knee. My knee is
ankle
sore.
Are you
Not
strapped
your
up,
knee.
buddy? Are you
Yes, I'm strapped up. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But it's okay. Jamie
okay.
said, yeah, it's not going to count though.
Okay, listen,
Okay,
guys.
we good.
Okay.
We're back with our Friday Dance Fitness, and
We
this
are?
one is perfect for those looking to just tone their bodies or maybe just let loose and dance away the calories.
join
Come join Tabitha.
Uncle Tabsy. The Dance Fitness is not only ensures that you have a healthy body, but it is an excellent way to get rid of those negative thoughts and stress for a
reliever.
healthy
Yeah,
mind.
girl.
So we're going to do that. We're going to release all of the stress.
How's it, guys?
How's it, Chana?
You guys want to have toned bodies like me? Eh?
Yes.
Yes.
Buddy, I thought you were going to come in with like a strictly knee slide there. You're making such a late intro.
Like you should.
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to dance. I'm going to follow your lead.
Are you following? Okay, let's
Gonna
start.
try to.
Okay.
So the
what are you
first one
doing?
is going to be very simple. We are just all
Yes.
about jamming today. So we're going to
Okay.
go hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Shake it out.
Shake it out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. Shake it out. Last time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shake it out. Take a slide up, slide up, slide up, slide up, and slide up, slide up, and slide up, slide up.
Hey,
How many slides with
Got it.
that?
You like the slides?
Got it. I like the slides. Slides
You
are
like
easy
the
here.
slides?
That's
We're going
it.
to punch it down. We're going to go 1,
Whoa.
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty simple.
I like
Zoe,
it.
how are you getting lost with this one? How?
I'm with you.
Yes. No, she's with you. I can see she's following.
How are you able
Don't
to
worry.
do this in the amazing sparkly shoes?
Yeah,
My
Cinderella.
sparkly shoes.
I think it's the
I
shoes.
know, it's the shoes.
It's the shoes. Don't worry, you're doing great, sweetie. We're going to do that from the top again. So we're going to put more effort into it. I want you to put
Bit of
more
oomph.
soul in.
Bit of
More
oomph.
Yes, I want you to be more 80s with your instruction, please.
All right.
You know, just feel the vibe.
Feel the
All right,
vibes,
here we
everybody.
go.
Zanzi,
Okay.
you need to feel the vibes too.
All right.
We're taking back to the 80s with this one.
I can't remember what we did.
I'm ready for you.
Are you ready, kids?
Stop the insanity.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We punching down and down and down. Take it back and 2 and shake it, shake it. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Take it back. 2 and shake it, shake it. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and shake. Last time. Pick it up.
3, 4.
We're gonna slide right now. We go and slide, and slide, and slide, and slide, and slide, and slide.
Feel like Bruno Mars.
And slide. Now, so punch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and punch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and boom.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it.
That's it. You're just gonna keep going. Keep in the heart rate up.
But this is a different song for this,
That's
eh?
different. Yeah, I feel like you have something. Do you wanna take us there? Okay, we going there. Mr. Carl Wasey is coming through.
That's
the
all.
dance.
That's all you do.
Let's we go.
Just focus on Carl and Jamie.
That's all. Just. That's it.
Okay, what are you working now? What does that work? What does that do?
What you're working is
Working my ankle.
you're working your punches.
1.
You're increasing your cool.
2,
your
3,
cool factor.
and we're about to end on that stance.
And then there's the slow move you're going to do. This is what they call my octopus teacher. Just
is that
in the
that
water.
one?
Figure of 8. Okay.
Yes. That's it. You feel that? Slow-mo's,
Where are we
guys.
supposed to feel
Slow-mo's
this?
when the beat kicks in. This is my octopus teacher. You feel that? This is why it's
Yes.
award-winning. You feel that?
And it's going to win the
And you're
Oscar.
actually you're gonna
I hope it all
ascend.
makes sense.
I feel like mine looks more like an orangutan. I don't know.
Mine's a snook, actually.
My snook teacher, sorry.
Okay, you're going to do the split
Thank
now?
you. Yes.
Splits,
Splits.
She did splits last week. We are
She's
not
done
dressed
it.
for that, everybody. Maybe we'll do that next week. Let us know what
Trying.
to go to that. What?
Okay, go
I
for
can't.
it.
I can't.
Go for it.
I can't.
Everyone's
I
gonna try.
can't.
Go
I
for
can't.
it.
I can't. I'm done now.
Clumsy's
I can't get up.
down.
Stay with us on S3 while I get up. I did not yet. I'm getting close.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Just 1 hour left of this amazing show. It really has been an awesome Friday. JP Son is going to be performing. I don't know why I have to say JP Son like that, but it's just so awesome to have him here. Let's kick off that last hour of the show by bringing you up to speed with the latest news headlines.
Still breaking that sweat here just after 8 o'clock. Time for us to take a look at the final news bulletin. The Minister of Public Service and Administration, Senzo Mchunu, says the latest round of wage negotiations with public service unions have to succeed for the sake of the country. However, the state said last week that no increase was possible. Mchunu called on all parties at the negotiations to seek a solution that would ensure stability in the country. And he said due to the coronavirus pandemic, the country was vulnerable and that vulnerability could be exacerbated by instability in the civil service. Now, the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, SAPRA, has launched an app to make reporting side effects which patients experience when taking medication and vaccines much, much easier, including COVID-19 vaccines. Now, the Med Safety app aims to simplify reporting suspected adverse drug reactions, including those experienced after immunization. The app, available free of charge to both the public as well as health practitioners on iOS and Android operating systems, will help SAPRA improve its data collecting abilities. In international news, the African Union Peace and Security Council meets today to discuss the political situation in Chad and Somalia. This comes a day after Chad's opposition parties had rejected the appointment of the late President Idriss Déby's son, Mahata Kaka, as the country's interim president. An interim council had appointed Kaka after Déby was shot dead in an attack by rebel soldiers. Déby held power for 30 years. Meanwhile, Somalia is experiencing a constitutional crisis due to a stalemate over the country's elections. In Indonesia, the Indonesian Navy is racing against time to find and save the 53 crew members on board the missing KRI Nanggala 402 submarine, as the vessel only has enough oxygen to last them until tomorrow. Indonesian officials said the submarine was only equipped with 72 hours of oxygen, and over 36 hours have elapsed since the submarine disappeared in the waves off Bali's coast at 3 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday. It was participating in a torpedo drill along the Bali Strait, a 60-kilometer long stretch of water between the islands of Java and Bali. And next, incredible dog rescues, dog feet on the East Rand. Jessie, a 6-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier, a Staffy as they're called, has received an Animal Hero Award from the SPCA in the East Rand town of Boksburg for her heroic efforts in saving her 13-year-old companion, Chucky, a toy pom, from drowning. A video of Jessie's incredible 34-minute rescue feat has gone absolutely viral. Everyone's loving it. And Jessie also received a fabulous hamper filled with goodies and treats. Chucky was handed a Pamper Day voucher from the Boksburg's the doggy parlor. It was a near drowning incident with a happy ending for Byron and Melissa, of course, who live in Boksburg. Upon returning home recently, the couple couldn't fathom why Chucky was wet. And when they checked their home security camera footage, they were stunned to see that Chucky had fallen into their pool. But Jessie had immediately charged to the edge of the pool, and after 34 minutes, eventually managed to pull the flailing toy pom out using his teeth. Byron said that in the 5 years that they've lived in the house, they had never encountered such a situation. And of course, Jessie is presently loving her new status of the moment. You've got to love dogs. That's where we leave it for this morning. Here's a final look at what's happening on the fields with Graham.
Thanks so much, Tabiso. Let's kick it off with rugby, and we are being treated to a brilliant season so far in our Varsity Challenge. Defending champions Marties recording a 31-24 victory over UP Tuks at Loftus Versfeld in round 4 of the Varsity Cup yesterday. Simon Miller was named player that rocks for the Maroon Machine. He won, now their team have won their 3rd match of the brand new season. Then in our other round 4 results, UCT's Ikeys remain unbeaten after thrashing Shimla's 59-5. That sends them straight to the top of the log. CUT edged out Wits 19-11. UJ registered their first win of the tournament after seeing off Madiba's 33-22. And NWU, they beat UWC 28-15 at Tuks Stadium. Then the Varsity Cup action will continue on Monday and Tuesday. They jump right into round 5 fixtures. Then some amazing cricket on show yesterday. An unbeaten 101 by Devdutt Padikkal guided the Royal Challengers Bangalore to an emphatic 10-wicket victory over the Rajasthan Royals at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium in the IPL yesterday. Padikkal's 100 run coming from an unbelievable 52 deliveries, smashing 11 fours and 4 sixes. And he was aided by his RCB captain Virat Kohli, his opening partner, who contributed an impressive 72 from just 47. The pair, in fact, posting the highest opening partnership for the franchise. Then in the IPL today, it's the Punjab Kings taking on the defending champions, the Mumbai Indians, at 4 p.m. Then all 16 Premier Soccer League teams will be in action this weekend, starting today when Maritzburg United, they host Baraka FC at the Harry Gwala Stadium at 5 p.m. But I think this weekend most eyes will be on Loftus Versfeld when reigning PSL champions and log leaders Mamelodi Sundowns, they take on old foes Kaizer Chiefs. Now the Brazilians and the Amakosi, they've come up against each other in some pretty intriguing fixtures over the years, but most recently Sundowns thrashing Gavin Hunt's men 3-0 at the FNB Stadium. That match between Sundowns and Chiefs will kick off at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And staying with the beautiful game and the action last night, Leicester City scored 3 goals in the first half to seal a 3-0 win over West Bromwich Albion at the King Power Stadium in their Premier League encounter last night. Jamie Vardy back on the score sheet and assisting another, Johnny Evans, and a star for them this season, Kelechi Iheanacho, adding 2 more goals to confirm the win for the Foxes. And that Premier League action continues tonight with another interesting fixture. It's Arsenal welcoming Everton to the Emirates at 9 p.m. Then tomorrow, reigning champions Liverpool, they'll face the Geordie Army in Newcastle United, and to notably beat West Ham, who are in action against Chelsea. Then on Sunday, the Whites, Leeds United, take on Manchester United in the English Classico. That one carrying a lot of history and relevance at 3 p.m. on Sunday. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Friday morning. Let's get one last look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures.
Thanks a lot to all of you, our wonderful viewers that take the time to interact with us and share their sunrise pictures with us. We started the morning with our regular contributor, Gary Oakamp from East London, who shared this breathtaking silhouetted photo showing the mist sitting above the ocean. I'm making it my screensaver. Michelle Besic shared this golden image of the sun rising over the ocean in her area. Ratechang Penny Lover shared this image of the sun peeking through the cloudy sky over the ocean in her area. And last but not least, Tokozo Theo Makatini from Johannesburg shared this beautiful blue skyline filled with clouds scattered across. It's beautiful. It really is. Thank you to all of you that have shared your sunrise views with us this week. We can't wait for a fresh week to feature more of your pictures. If you'd like to be featured during our weather update, it's really simple. Just head over to the Expresso Facebook page to share your photo and location with us. Now, while we love our interacting with our local viewers, we also enjoy some of the international viewers that tune in via the Africa channel and YouTube too. And this morning we give a brief update on the weather forecast for Zurich, the largest city in Switzerland and the capital of the canton of Zurich. Zurich is famous for luxurious lifestyles, high-end shopping and fancy chocolates. However, despite its expensive and extravagance, it is also ranked as one of the best cities in the world to live in. If you're in Zurich today, you can expect a day filled with brilliant sunshine, reaching a max of 17 degrees Celsius. On to some weather news. When day zero loomed for Cape Townians a year or two ago, many admirably responded by reusing grey water to irrigate their gardens. But, say researchers of the Stellenbosch University, while grey water keeps some plants alive, the reused laundry water doesn't benefit the soil in which they are planted. The same chemicals in washing detergent that strip dirt and grime from clothing also strip beneficial humus as well from the soil. This is the message from soil scientist Dr. Elsa Hardy, who led the study. The findings stem from the MSc study of one of the co-authors, Ms. Humisa Madubela, who last year received an award for the best junior research paper presented at the annual Congress of the Soil Science Society in South Africa. So for the sake of the soil in which your plants have to grow and thrive, think twice before deciding to reuse laundry grey water in your garden. That's a wrap of the weather details. It's over to some temperatures to give you an idea what your day would look like. And I'm going to start you off in Polokwane. Good morning to you. 10 is your low today, and you rise to a high of 24 degrees Celsius. Thunder showers expected in Bombela, 43% chance for you, 25 the high from a low of 13. Pretoria 9 to 23. Johannesburg, you can expect 9 as your low to a high of 21 degrees Celsius, and that is with some thunder showers, 42% expected. Mahikeng 8 to 27 for you. Klerksdorp, you can expect 26 from a low of 9. 9 is also the low in Kimberley that rises and shines bright like a diamond to 27. Bloemfontein 5 to 25 for you. Richards Bay 15 to 22. Pietermaritzburg, you can expect just 20 as a maximum with a 44% chance of thunder showers. Durban 15 to 22 for you. Mthatha 9 to 22 today. East London 15 to 23. Good high of 29, and that is from a low of 7, and that's today. And just moving along to the next one, you've got 14 to 23, and that is in Gqeberha. George 12 to 24 for you. Cape Town 12 to 20. Worcester, it's a low of 9, that's to a high of 32 degrees Celsius. Sutherland 25, the max from a low of 6, and then Uppington wrapping up with you, as always, 13 to 31 degrees Celsius today. No matter what your outlook today, I'm so glad you're starting off with us, Expresso and S3. And if you have any sunrise photos, please send it our way on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you so much, Mr. Carl Wasty. Now, listen up, everybody. Your Feel Good Breakfast Show invites you to open up and celebrate the best in film and TV entertainment that Mzansi has to offer this Thursday. It is the 29th of April between 6 and 9 a.m.
Oh, it's all happening. It's awards season. Let me tell you this. You're invited. Front row seat. Expresso will be leading the wave of the 2021 SAFTA nominations announcements live on the show. They're happening. It's award season. It's all the excitement. Of course, the SAFTA's announcement nominations will take place on Expresso's social media pages, and you will get to see which categories are going to be announced on there, right?
Absolutely. Let's applaud the ingenuity and development of new talent that we are seeing now on the scene, as well as salute the excellence of celebrated South African icons. I remember just last year, we did that as well, and it was mind-blowing to see just the nominations coming through, all the fresh talent. But again, open up with Expresso Morning Show and S3 this Thursday, the 29th of April.
Next Thursday, that is.
Yes.
Well, we are back with another performance from JP Sun, who joins us this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. You're about to perform a track called Dancing Away. Can you tell us a little bit about what this one is all about?
This one is about living in the moment and not giving up and not letting go of what can happen in that current moment when you're based. You never know. If you go into the opportunity and to go with it, then magic can happen.
There we go. Well, listen, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. JP Son, the stage is yours.
Thanks.
I see you dancing away. I see that look on your face. There is something that you want to say. No words to express what you crave. And I see you dancing away. I see you dancing. I see you dancing away from me. One step closer, is this more? Do you really know what you choose? In this reality, we got nothing to lose. One night of passion or the drunk on lonely blues. And I see you dancing away. I see you dancing. I see you dancing away from me. And I see you dancing away. I see you dancing. I see you dancing away from me. And I see you dancing with your eyes so bright. I see you dancing through the whole night. Is this your passion or is this your fear? Keep on dancing and your vision will become clear. And I see you dancing away. And I see you dancing away. Oh, I see you dancing away. I see you dancing. I see you dancing away from me. And I see you dancing away. And I see you dancing away. Oh, I see you dancing away. I see you dancing. I see you dancing away from me.
Thanks, guys.
It's JP Son on your Feel Good Breakfast show, bringing us dancing away. He's got another performance coming up, so don't go anywhere. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show, Expresso. If your sunrise snaps are prize winners, give it your best shot on Expresso, and yours could win you one of those oh-so-chic Nespresso travel mugs. So snap your best sunrise and post it to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook page with the hashtag Nespresso Sunrise. Winners are announced Mondays on the show, and competition closes the 5th of May. So let's be seeing those morning masterpieces. One day we're going to start that air guitar band, JP Sebastian. Well, it is your feel-good breakfast show on S3. Time for us to take a look at the movies releasing today. JP Sebastian's here to tell us all about it. And we're putting the focus on Maya the Bee 3.
And so these are the big screen movies. Well, what did you grow up on as a kid? Because I barely remember Maya the Bee in South Africa, but apparently it had a show.
I don't remember it growing up, but I mean, I used to watch Barney, Teletubbies, Bananas and Pajamas. There was another one with...
Not even some liver exie. Die kabouters. Moo, mama, moo, papa, moo, me, me, me. Stinky and sniff, snuff, allemaal daarbij.
Mina Moo was more my brother's age.
With that cat that had neck problems and could never get to the milk in time. Vaas me milk. That puppeteering. I love them so much, but those puppeteers knew what they were doing. Anyway, sorry, we have to talk about Maya the Bee. And the Golden Orb. I love the ambition. I love the effort that they added the Golden Orb, because I promise you, toddlers don't care. They're just
going to see Maya the Bee.
I want to see the bee, Mom. Just give me that bee. Like, these poor writers are like, oh man, we got to hold out for this Golden Orb. We know they've been waiting for it. Not true at all. Nevertheless, Maya the Bee and her best friend Willie, who is sort of like the counterpose to her. She is adventurous and outgoing and wants to save the world, and he's sort of like more sheepish and whatever, have to save this golden orb which they have bequeathed unto them by an ant who they rescue. It's a strange, strange world.
It's cute though.
It actually does look very cute. And the golden orb is an egg, and the successor to the next throne of royalty. I think they have very deep political messages, obviously, which JP's not going to be in because he's not that much of an idiot. So it is just an adventure thrill ride of bees start in one place, they cause trouble somewhere, the queen sends them out to go earn respect back from the hive, and they do so by helping the ant colony, and then they have other bugs who are attacking them all along the way. Reminds me a lot, obviously, of like ants, A Bug's Life. I'm just naming
an amalgamation of the two.
Yeah, it's not the most impressive insight I've given this morning, but like you said, it does look cute. Shame.
Something for the whole family. Of course, this will be on the big screens from today onwards.
Yes, ma'am. And yeah, like I said, this is not like necessarily a nostalgic point for me, but I think it was in South Africa in the 80s, Maya the Bee. It had some popularity. Our camera person, Pete, just gave me a death stare when I said I don't remember the show. It was apparently very important to him, shaking his head still. Shame on me. But Maya the Bee 3, the Golden Orb of Destiny for 2 bees with 1 mission. And all the honey in the world is
save the golden egg.
Yes.
Golden orb.
Which, again, like, just kids will just love the pretty pictures. It's lush, it's beautiful, it's colorful. That's really all they need,
Something
right?
fun for the family, and it's a nice distraction. Now we move on to the next movie, Vanquish, which stars Ruby Rose as well as Morgan Freeman. I love Ruby Rose.
She deserves... I think a good amount of attention. I remember her most from John Wick 2. I don't know if you remember, she was I nearly said bad guy, but she excellently does bad woman in that. And what's so great about her is that despite the fact that being from a background as a model, similar to Mila Jovovich, she's very hands-on.
She's very hands-on. She can really play the role well, and I also remember her well from Orange is the New Black.
I didn't watch that show, but is that where she sort of made her mark?
No, she also that's where she came onto my radar.
Okay. But she came on with a bang and a kick and a punch in every other subsequent movie she does. Problem is that Vanquish, shame, this movie is sitting on 7% on Rotten Tomatoes, which means that like 50 critics have given it less than, like, what, 93% of critics have given it less than 6 out of 10. It's, yeah.
I know Rotten Tomatoes.
I've not seen it,
it's a great. A lot of people go for it as a reference, but some of my favorite movies have gotten such low ratings on it. I'm like, I don't care how many percent you give it.
Obviously, we all deserve some dumb fun, and if you're not going to watch Maya the Bee, then you deserve some B-grade action, right? Wink, wink. Sorry, I'm just trying to create buzz around this movie. Terrible. Sorry. Vanquish, Ruby Rose, Morgan Freeman. Vanquish, Ruby Rose's character is a mother. For some reason, that's how they have to start the description. That's like, okay, what does she do? Does she have other parts of the dimensions to her life? No, a mother who has her child kidnapped by Morgan Freeman is then forced to do jobs for Morgan Freeman, who's this dirty ex-cop who wants her to complete a mission that she's reluctant to. But so yeah, it's a story we've seen 1,000 times before, but shame.
Lots of action.
This woman deserves more, I think, because she throws her whole body into the martial arts that she trains in. She's not even a trained martial artist, but then throws her whole back into everything she does for every subsequent movie. But she's just playing the same Ruby Rose that we've seen 1,000 times. Be great action. Who cares? Maybe you're into that.
There we go. Oh, well, it's in the theatres from today going on. Oh, well, going forward. JP, it's great having you here.
Give me a
A
Kick or
little
punch or something.
punch. There we
No,
go.
cutter.
JP Sebastian will be back. Of course, he is our movie guru. Always nice hearing which new movies and trailers are releasing. So thank you for that today.
Sure, we just need to get you the bike and you'll be in your own Vanquish one of these days.
Well, it looks like plans are set for this weekend, right, guys? What are you guys doing?
I'm still sweating from the dancing. Is
Are
that
you?
a bad thing? Am I that?
Are you still
I'm
sweating from? That was like an hour ago.
Glistening.
Hi.
I'm glowing, man. Plans for the weekend? It's my little boy's. Well, it's both Lynn's and my little boy's birthday, but we're kind of focusing on his birthday tomorrow. He's having a party, which is awesome.
Super sweet. Bring us some cake. What about you, Mr. West?
I'm probably going to buy something.
Nice.
Definitely.
I'm probably going to buy. I don't know what I'm going to buy, but I'm going to buy something. I think I'm into veg now, so I think I'm going to do something vegetable in the braai.
Yummy.
Right, collie, a whole collie.
Yes, I'm probably going to smoke a cauliflower and then maybe do some aubergine steaks.
Sounds yummy. Well
Thank
done,
you.
Zanzi. Listen, if you don't have any plans, and maybe you're thinking of going to the movies this weekend, why not impress your date using Apple Pay?
Yeah, and thanks to Nedbank, they've now enabled an Apple Pay in South Africa, and you can now look super cool paying with your phone or even your watch. That's the coolest thing. You've been exercising, you've got no pockets on your pants, and you just walk up and you get your smoothie. Boom. You've done it. Very safe and honestly just a very cool way. And you can find out all about it at nedbank.co.za/Apple Pay.
And you don't want to be like one of our viewers, Nick Lombard. And we've seen Nick Lombard's sunrise photos as well. And
don't be a Nick, man.
Lombard, he actually forgot his wallet at home. He shared this with us. And of course, I have to share it with you as well. It was too good not to share. So he wrote in and said, the highlight of my career was when I was working for an international company and took clients to the waterfront to wine and dine them. But I forgot the company card at home and had to swipe my own card and pray it won't bounce or decline. It was the worst and most embarrassing day of my life.
I've been there, buddy.
What do you do?
I've been there, bro.
What do you do?
Oh, man. You pray. You sweat beads. You, like I am now, you sweat beads and you smile and you pray. Oh, man. Don't be a Nick.
No.
Get Apple Pay.
Here's Mzansi. Get 50% off the attorney bond registration fee plus 5,000 Rand cashback on your approved home loan. Dial *120 *001 *123 hash to find out how much you qualify for.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live here on S3. It's a Friday. Hey, all the feel-good still coming your way. A couple more minutes to go, but the question is, did you tune in to every second of today's Swiss-themed show? Time to play our Expresso Rewind game, one of my favorite games to play here, where we get to see how much we can remember from today's Switzerland-themed show. Guys, how much can you remember
A little bit.
today? Yeah. It's still fresh, surely, you know?
It is.
Yes.
All the information information is still fresh. I mean, from 6 o'clock to now, you kind of forgotten all the stuff.
2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Okay, great. Well, you know how the game works. I'm going to need a sound from each one of you guys, which will be used to identify you. Whoever gets to make their sound first or goes first in making the sound.
Okay, cool.
Obviously, answers first. And all of that. You have to wait for me to finish the question. You understand,
And
Jamie?
the inflection and the...
Jamie, please.
Okay.
You have to wait for me to finish the question.
Ooh.
Oh, he's starting already.
That's why I put you right here next to me. Okay, guys, let's go. Zoe, let's start with you. What will your sound be?
Me.
Me?
Me. Various degrees of
and
me.
you are sure about that one, you, okay?
Me.
Betting on that. And you, Kawesti? That's a nice one.
Thank you.
I'll take that.
I know she likes cats. So.
Do it again. Do it again. There we go. And Jamie Lee Domberg. Ow! Ah, fantastic.
That sounds like my one. Shouldn't she change?
A good
sounds like.
I think it's different enough. Okay, let's go. First question of the morning. Which city in Switzerland is the United Nations office based? I heard Zoe first. Zoe?
Geneva.
Geneva is correct, Zoe. Question number 2. Name 2 of the 4 official languages in Switzerland. There's 4, right? I just want 2. And I heard Carl Westy go first. Yes, Carl.
French and English.
French and English?
No.
I mean, come on, Carl.
It's Swiss German and French.
But there's 4, so there's 2. So it could have been either or. And I was going to say that, and why did you give her the opportunity to speak when she was not the next buzzer?
Sure, you're fighting.
Did I? I mean, I said English and French. Did I not get that point?
You got it right.
And I was stolen from me.
You got it right. Okay,
stolen.
cool. All right, let's stop the fighting.
English.
Stop the fighting, everybody.
But English was part of their languages.
Which one of JP Son's parents are Swiss? I heard Jamie Lee.
He's daddy.
His daddy. That is correct. Question number 4, Jamie 1. You've got 1, Carl Westy, and Zoe's got half a point.
I got half
You've got half a point there. Because
I got 1. Yes,
you got
the
a
first one.
Yes, you got
Okay, so you got 1.
What's the name of the largest humanitarian network in the world that was birthed in Switzerland?
Me.
Yes.
The Red Cross.
The Red Cross is correct, Zoe Brown. Hey, Zoe, 2 points. 1 for Carl, 1 for Jamie Lee. True or false, guys? Listen to this one. So question number 5. Please, guys, you need to step up and match Zoe here. Switzerland has the lowest life expectancy in the world. Whoa, that was a tricky one because you all went at the same time. And it sounded like a song. Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1, and... Jamie Lee.
True.
False.
I mean false.
I said false first. I said false first.
Jamie, I gave you a fair chance here to compete, but you don't want to be empowered. Well done.
To both of us, we get points.
Both of you get a point. You're sitting at 3, Zoe, and Carl Westy 1. And of course, that means that our Expresso Rewind game winner for today is Zoe Brown.
Does she not get anything? Do you want the monkey?
No.
She gets the monkey.
You got the golden
monkey.
There's the golden monkey. There's the golden monkey. Zoe, congratulations. That's fantastic. We've got a question.
Since I've been gifted the golden monkey.
Look at that.
Let's just do it properly.
A message to anyone, any shout-outs, Zoe Brown?
Oh, listen, I want to visit Switzerland, so if anyone has a couch or extra room for me, I am here. I'll bring the golden monkey along. But thank
You're
you.
looking for deco. That's a good trade exchange. You'll bring the deco.
Totally.
We've got a question for you at home. We want to find out if you've been paying attention as well. The question is, okay, we have a special question for you. It is, name 3 foods that come from Switzerland. And we've explored so many of them this morning, right? We've spent so much time in the kitchen cooking with Jenny Morris. Let us know 3 of the foods that you can find that are cooked in Switzerland. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3, that's the Facebook page, and the hashtag is Expresso Show. Get your answers again.
Oh, right. I've got a little bit of a man crush. I've got to say, man, you're just such a cool, interesting, wonderful person. I'm so glad that you have joined us on your kind of global journey. A global citizen, and JP Son is here for you today. And the song he's going to perform now, and I'm here for this, is about doing what you love with the people that you love and value the most. And that is awesome, man. Come on, son.
Come on, Sonny.
Come on, Sonny. I love that. JP Son is here with One Day. Take it away, son.
started to climb up the waterfall, searching for your calling in the depths of the storm. But then the rain walked away. Don't lose hope, don't lose faith, 'cause doubt and uncertainty, they will be. There's a rainbow in the distance, can you see it? One day, you will find yourself again. One day, you will find your place at the better end. Walking along the waterside, searching for the ripples that bring us life. Watching as the day starts to die. A whole new world, a whole new life that we could read all inside. As the moon starts to rise, we open our eyes and the storms start to die. A whole new light forms inside. One day, you will find yourself again. One day, you will find your place at the better end. And one day, hey, and one day, hey, and one day, you will find yourself again. One day, you will find yourself again. One day, you will find your place at the better. One day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, yeah, let's go. One day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, one day, you will find yourself at the better. One day, you will find yourself at the better end.
Yes, that's in my head all day now. It's gonna be
Come
great.
on, Sonny. That was awesome. I love you, man. I love this guy so much, man. That
Yes,
was beautiful. Thank you
for
so
joining
much.
on that last. That was a legend.
No, it's in my head now because I'm thinking like one day, and we're gonna actually go for birthdays after the break. Stick with us at Expresso on S3. Yeah, man.
opening up with S3 here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't think we forgot about you. Yes, it is Friday, but it's time again to celebrate your birthdays.
Happy birthday, have a happy birthday. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Hey.
It's Friday then, and you know what it means. You know, Fridays are all about dancing in the Expresso studios. As you can see, we are still apparently sweating from our previous workout.
Yep.
But
no, we're not. Don't tell people that.
We are internally.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
So let's happen. You asked to send in your best birthday dance videos in order for you to win that 500 Rand in cash and to celebrate yourself or a loved one. And boy, oh boy, did you deliver. You set the flames. Let me take something out of my pocket. What did you guys deliver? Check this one out.
Oh, Colleen Kenshela. Wow. Colleen's the type of person who, at a party, in the circle,
yes,
you will not even fight for it.
But no one else can be in the circle at the same time.
Layla.
Hey. That show my Josie. Hey.
I was about to say that mini show.
Shibella.
Melba coming through with a hips, girl. That hips not lying.
Come on, Melba.
Hey.
This is the Guyana twin.
The honesty.
Rafilo. Oh, look at all of her friends sitting there.
I wonder if it's her birthday,
So
the other girl's
cute.
birthday. Who's birthday?
Chanto, what have you got?
Oh, in the passage. That's where you dance, in the passage. By the mirror.
Tina dances like Jamie Lee.
Exactly. And we're going to see her dance later as well, which is great.
But you know what? We love how you guys dance. We love how you are sending these amazing videos every single week. It is what we signed up for. Keep them coming in. Now, this week, our favorite video was from Logan Lindor. Let's take a look at this one.
Oh, the TikTok swag.
Yes.
Yes.
Like you want to take on the
then
moves
it's pop
and also go viral.
If it's loose, then it's pop, and it's up, and it's up.
Yes.
That is the girl. Love it, love it, love the moves that we're seeing on there. In fact, we've got Logan's mum.
Indeed, Bonita.
Bonita on the line. Bonita, good morning.
Hello.
Hey, Bonita and Logan. Yay. Wow, that was so beautiful. Number one, let's just say happy birthday. But I love those dance moves in the video. How did you celebrate? Were you dancing the whole day? Were you dancing the whole day?
Are you dancing all day? Not really.
Where did you learn those dance moves, girl?
Thank you. Thank you.
The great dance moves. And Bonita and Logan, we have something to tell you guys. I hope that you can hear. I know it's breaking up a little bit, but the dance moves deserves a bit of a reward. So, we have good news. I hope you can hear this, but you've just won 500 Rand!
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay, tell me, Logan, how are you going to spend the 500 Rand? How are you spending the money?
Okay, how are you going to spend it? I'm going to buy me an art set.
I love that. Well, you know what? Keep doing that. You're amazing. Don't stop dancing. Congratulations and enjoy your 500 Rand, okay?
Okay. Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
Logan, I really need you to teach me some of those dance moves. And one day when I meet you, that's what we're doing. Break it down.
Thank you, guys.
We love it. We love it. We love putting a smile on a birthday girl's face.
We love it. And thank you. 500 bucks is going to go a long way. Usually it's V-Bucks for kids, but an art set, art is still alive. So do remember we're running a weekly competition where you can win yourself 500 bucks, as you've seen now, in cash for celebrating your birthday. All you need to do is send in your birthday dance moves on WhatsApp to this number, 071-640-6551 to enter. Best dance move wins. And terms and conditions do apply and can be found on expressoshow.com. If it's your birthday today and we missed you out, happy birthday. You deserve the most amazing day.
Break it down.
Oh, well, we are enjoying the Swiss flavors that's running through the show, and of course the theme that's been on the show throughout the day. Now, we're in the kitchen. We're about to make something known as bear claws, or also pronounced as Barensatzen. I think I just butchered that name.
It's got the what? The knippy
the umlaut on the A.
It's got the two, so I don't know why you've got to carry it on, but look at that. The bear is so important. It's actually on the coat of arms in one of the biggest cities there, so that's why it's so vital. It's part of their DNA.
It's vital. And Nespresso is it's home of its birthplace, so we are going to be paying tribute to that by incorporating that into our bear claws.
And the McDaddy, the George Clooney, the Voluto, which is absolutely beautiful. It's got a lovely flavor intensity. It's quite fruity and biscuity. It's got a flavor intensity 4, so I think it's going to work well as an ingredient in our Barensatzen. Okay. So I'm going to do the hard part. There's a lot of ingredients, so please forgive me if I forget something. So we've got wet and we've got dry ingredients, and we're going to do the wet ones first, then we'll mix the dry, and then we'll incorporate them together to make the kind of dough that we're going to be. And this dough, I think you're going to dig.
Oh,
I think you're going to be eating it straight out of this bag.
Tasting the raw things.
Okay,
so can I make an espresso for you?
Please do that. That's going to go part of our wet ingredients, and you don't need a huge amount of it because obviously the coffee has a strong flavor and you don't want it to overpower everything else. So the espresso is perfect. Here we've got butter, room temperature butter, and of course you can find the full kind of metrics of the ingredients going in on our website expressoshow.com. I've got our syrup going in, and these guys skrik for niks. They're not for the faint of heart. They are sweet, they are delicious, they are lovely. 2 egg whites going in.
There we go.
I'm going to add our coffee.
Smells good.
It smells good. Look at that crema. Just take a look at that. Look at the crema on that, the head. Absolute magic, man.
That is amazing.
I know people say I'm obsessed with coffee, but it's Nespresso's fault. They've turned me.
But this one's amazing. It's got a medium roast, like you said. It's really incredible, and it's going to work really, really well with our ingredients today.
And this is really difficult. No, it's not that difficult. Luckily, the batter starts to incorporate quite quickly with the warm coffee. Just got to keep working at it, and then I'm going to add our icing sugar as well. And basically, you just want these things all to mix together. It's not going to whip up with the egg whites in it. You're just looking to incorporate everything together. There we go. That's starting to look good.
And you obviously want a smooth texture, smooth consistency.
And that's starting to mix beautifully there. And it smells absolutely amazing. These guys look, and they really do look like bear claws, eh?
Yeah. Do you want me to do that for you, and then you move over to your dry ingredients? I'm happy to help you.
Turn your fitness watch on and go.
There we
go. Do it. Okay, so I've got the dry ingredients. There's a lot here, and there's a secret ingredient coming into this that is quite confusing to me, but it's there. Okay, so we're going to start with our normal flour, not self-raising flour. We don't want these guys to raise, so it's just normal cake flour. Here we've got clove and we've got nutmeg. So these guys have got a lovely spicy flavor profile. Okay, I'm going to add more of our spices. We've got allspice going in, and this one is ginger, before I forget.
There we go.
Okay, then our allspice going in. Then we've got cinnamon. So you can see quite a well-rounded kind of flavor profile. Then get this, Zoe, and I thought this was someone trying to punk me. Can you guess what this is?
Can I smell it?
Okay, you can. What do you think?
Is that nutmeg?
Coriander. Coriander, get out of here. Get out of here. I think there maybe someone is punking me, I don't know, but I am told you don't even taste it. So I'm like, why are you putting it?
Because I know how you feel about fresh coriander.
I know, but maybe this is a way I can kind of start to ease into it. Then we've got our cocoa, which is going to help give it that beautiful color profile and add more flavor intensity. Then almond flour, which is a beautiful thing to incorporate in baking. It adds the most amazing texture. It really is awesome. So these are our dry ingredients. And again, you just need to incorporate them all together. How's our mixture looking?
I think our coffee was maybe a little too hot. What are the chances it boiled our egg whites?
Have you made scrambled egg? No, I think that's okay. We'll run with it, man. We'll run with it.
This.
Okay, I'm going to grab our wet ingredients. That's so funny. Do you think we made...
I feel like we made scrambled eggs, but hey, I think maybe wait for your coffee to cool down a little bit.
If it is scrambled eggs, we will take it and we will enjoy it. And then we're going to add our dry ingredients. It's going to be the most unusual, delicious scrambled eggs you've ever had
These are our bear claws version. There we go. Of course, we do have this recipe available for you. You can find it on our website, expressoshow.com, and you can just look for the Nespresso Baden-Tatzen recipe. There we go. I feel like I pronounce it differently every time I say it.
I know.
Baden-Tatzen.
Okay, and that's starting to incorporate nicely. It's actually mixing together all right. I think it's just the butter.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, no, that's starting to come together quite well. And yeah, this is kind of the perfect consistency. You don't want it to be too runny because it needs to hold its shape once you've piped it. But look at that.
See, we didn't make scrambled egg. I think it was just the butter that had an interesting texture to it. So do you want me to whip up our glaze for us?
Okay, so you can make the glaze as I attempt the actual bear claw. And this is why I'm so nervous for this and I'm kind of again sweating because now I've got to actually make the bear claw shape. I've been told how to do it, but I just don't know.
So our glaze is just some icing sugar and water, and I'm just giving it a good little mix.
Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm told you press quite hard.
There we go.
That's kind of almost there, I think.
Put in some arm muscle.
There we go. Look at that. There we are.
That's the bear claw.
I got it. So the key here is a lot of pressure when you begin and then lessen the pressure as you go out.
Look how cute those are.
I know, man. Mine's like a little bear. It's like
but it's okay.
Cute little bear.
Tiny bear claw. And then I will glaze it for us.
And these go into the oven 180 degrees until they are done. So just keep an eye on them. It really won't take very long. Yay.
I like that this is an easy recipe, something for the kids to get involved in.
Oh, I'm getting it now, man. I'm figuring it out.
You've got the hang of it.
I've got
and then
the
you
hang
just
of it.
glaze it with some icing sugar, and you've got your own little bear claws.
Beautiful.
There we
Well done,
go.
Zoe.
Thank you. This is good. I feel like we need to try one.
This is breakfast, yeah.
This is breakfast.
Okay, I'm going
There we
to do
go.
one last one, and then why don't you go across there and taste
I will
one?
grab our completed
Please tell me if you
ones,
can,
which
before I eat
obviously
it, tell
looks
me if you can taste the
a
coriander.
little bit more professional. Okay, I'm going to go for it.
I'm going to go on with lots of glaze.
Oh, it's chocolatey. It's got a spicy flavor to it, but you do not taste the coriander at all.
And the almond flour is key. The texture is amazing. I would eat that whole batch. Absolutely beautiful. Expressoshow.com is where you can find this recipe and all of our Swiss culinary inspiration for the day. Absolutely beautiful. I would even dip it in some chocolate.
This is good. With a cup of coffee.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment. Because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso. What else?
impress a gorgeous lifeguard, Marlon decides to catch a huge wave. Smooth. But the wave dumps it. Not smooth. Luckily, he's where he wants to be, in the arms of the lifeguard. Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to it, your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. A few more minutes to go before we say goodbye. Listen, guys, there's, nothing smoother than a Tropica and throwing down some smooth dance moves. We all know that. We can all agree. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. But the thing is, some of us have the smooth beat in our bones, and others not so smooth.
Where are you going with this?
Well, wait for it.
Why did you cut
Tropica
to us
smooth
then?
moment of the week has to go to Graham and Jamie Lee's, respective moves on the Niger dance floor. Remember last week we had Niger Day on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And even though, of course, it was last week Friday, it still really did give us the weekend vibes we were looking for. In fact, if you missed it, let's go back down memory lane and see what happened on that day.
Now I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh, Jamie, I remember
Wow.
that. I remember that.
The most important
Donna,
thing
you
is
got the moves.
I always enjoy myself.
Are we able to watch it again? Are we able to just see it again? I just want to specifically pay attention to Graham's moves. Let's see.
Okay, so the focus is on Graham.
It seems to be my general style.
What is that one called?
It's the orangutan. No, it is.
It's like the arms. The focus is on the arms.
Okay.
You got to feel it in your bones. That's it. Let's see if Jamie could do any better. I have a feeling that she might be able to. Is this smooth or not smooth? Have a look.
Very smooth. And then the Dukla.
Wait for it.
The dookie. Wow. Jamie.
You can see Cole's face next to the camera.
Jamie, by popular demand, it's insane the amount of requests that have come through during the week from people all over the world asking that you must do the split again.
I didn't even know you could do the split.
I didn't know I could do it. I didn't know I could do it. I was like, you just trusted and safe.
Did you think about it at all when you were doing it? What was the...
Not. So the director said there's still 5 minutes left on the show and you have to go back in and dance. And I was like, okay, let's go dance. And
You were
the
like,
Duke
say
started
less.
falling off. And I was like, okay, the Duke has to go. And then I was like, go back
You know what?
Go back to 18-year-old Jamie and jump in the
Because you've got dancing roots. I mean, you were hip-hop, like, to the core.
Yeah.
Does it feel good?
Yeah. It felt
Breaking
good.
it down.
I was like, what if I can't stand up? What if I jeans store? I had all those things running through my mind. For a split second, I was like, go. And the funniest thing is the entire control room was laughing and screaming.
Like,
in my
everyone
ears.
went
I just said,
crazy.
Well, I was in
We were
Joburg
proud
and I
of
saw a
you.
post on social media because I obviously hadn't seen the show. I was working. And I couldn't wait to get back to the hotel to watch on YouTube what had actually gone down. I must have played it like 10 times, laughing.
Can we have
You
a
were
round of
amazing,
applause?
Jamie. That was
Thank you, everybody.
One thing you can be sure of is that Tabiso is going to finish his Tropica in this segment.
you don't
That
have to
always
ask me
It always
twice.
happens. And another thing is, on the show, we will dance. Whether it's smooth or not smooth, we will move.
But those moves have just activated our smooth weekend mood. The question is, do you have smooth moves just like Jamie? Let us know on our social media pages. We've warmed up. It's time now for an actual smooth Friday dance for today with the pros.
To impress a gorgeous lifeguard, Marlon decides to catch a huge wave. Smooth. But the wave dumps it. Not smooth. Luckily, he's where he wants to be, in the arms of the lifeguard. Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover.
Here we go. Just want to let you know that we've got a dance crew here that's ready to entertain you. And I can guarantee you that the splits will return to Expresso sometime. I'm not sure when, but it will. But for now, dancing with these guys, the Devolution Dance Fam is about to entertain you. So move the coffee table. It's right here on Expresso and S3.
Tage kommen und gehen, die Zeit wird knapp. Im Sommer bin ich vorne mit dabei, Swing. Die Brüder auf
der Straße, mein, so sei das High up. Doch morgen genau, ich hab verlassen die City bei Nacht. Sage zu gerne mein Wort, nein, niemand. Melde mich erst, wenn ich ein Ziel hab. Kleine Notiz für die Familie. Mir geht es gut, ich bin im Flieger. Die Mastercard hat keine Limit, alles klärt sich, wenn ich sie dabei hab. Gibt's den Flug nach New York City oder Miami, chill an der Playa. Google Map auf meinem iPhone, ich trage die ganze Welt auf einmal. Für mich viel Zeug und Poseidon kann tun, was ich will, mich hindert keiner. Ey, vergesse niemals, wie es war, niemals war ich kam. Und alles liegt Bombe bis dahin, aber langsam wird's Zeit. Bye, bye, bye. Neustadt, neues Land, oder Chica geht rein. Trage Sonnenbrille, Gas, Alarm, Sunset Drive. Bye, 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 bye. Bis mich irgendwer mal abholt. So lange bin ich hier in diesem Land schon. Ich warte, dass der Kranich mich mal mitnimmt. Ich setz mich auf seinen Rücken und verpiss mich. Palmen im Sand, Haare im Wind. Sonnenbrille nachts auf der Stirn. Das Rauschen des Meeres lässt Amphetamine. Hochkommerziell ein Slut, was von Liebe. Zähl die Sterne, sieh die Glieder meiner Kette. Sie will Hundefilter snappen. Ich sag, ich hol Zigaretten. Ich geh bei EasyJet zum Schalter. Sie fragt mich wohin, ich sag nur weit weg. Ich will nur weit weg. Ich war Landgepäck dabei, ich brauch kein Kissen, ich nehm meine Nike. Hab mich immer schon gefragt, ob ich derselbe bliebe, wenn ich reich wär. Doch genau jetzt hat meine halbe Mille auf der Bank so gut wie kein Wert. Ey, vergesse niemals, wie es war, niemals war ich kam. Und alles lief Bombe bis dahin, aber langsam wird's Zeit. Bye, bye, bye. Neustadt, neues Land, Holland, Chica geht rein. Trage Sonnenbrille, Gas, Alarm, Sunset Drive. Bye, 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 bye. Bis mich irgendwer mal abholt. So lange bin ich hier in diesem Land schon. Ich warte, dass der Kranich mich mal mitnimmt. Ich setz mich auf seinen Rücken und verpiss mich. Die Zeit wird knapp. Wir was sehen in Afrika, doch weiß nicht wann. Tage kommen und gehen. Die Zeit wird knapp. Will wieder nach Tokio, Kyoto, doch weiß nicht wann. Tage kommen und gehen. Bin so high vom Sky. Vergiss, dass die Zeit verrennt. Will weg, aber weiß nicht wann. Tage kommen und gehen. Seit über 30 Jahren. Ich hab so viel gesehen, würde alles erzählen, aber weiß nicht wann. Weiß nicht wann.
Do you know what? Look at their faces, and you know they've done it well. Look at how proud they are of that performance. Man. That was awesome. Take a bow, you beautiful human beings. Wow. They were so in sync.
Just so good.
That's crazy, man. I could just feel you. The
no,
you
there
just
was
wanted
like
to
that,
go
that
there.
finishing move. I wanted to jump in there, but I.
Jamie, you gave up.
What is happening? Okay, I can try a finishing move. Yeah, just on that.
Go for it.
You're the man who makes his own sound effect.
There we go.
We love you, South Africa. We'll see you on Monday morning, 6.
There we go.
Love you so much.
Here's to one last slice of summer and our first taste of autumn. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.